Um, um, I want to talk about Norway. I want to talk about Thor. I want to talk about Odinson. Um, Now, a long time ago, Casey said that Haaland was a fruit seller, that he sold fruit. And I was like, that's a bit harsh. He scored a lot of goals. That's first half for me. For me, I don't speak for everyone, just for me, that first half was garbage. In terms of football, that first half for me was the epitome of anti football. That wasn't for football to me, it was anti for football. Because because you see, it works both ways. I'm going to criticize Pep and I'm going to criticize Norway. For Pep, you have a striker who has no technique, no ball control, has horrible football fundamentals. So he's a throwback traditional striker. You need to play to his strengths. You need to be direct. City's goal came from a Leipzig mistake. City didn't create that opportunity. They didn't create that chance. That came from a mix-up of defenders and so forth. And it's fortuitously went through Gundogan's legs, the defender's legs, and then out of nowhere, through good fortune, it landed to Mahrez, who had a 1v1. But for most of that first half, City were playing the ball sideways. As well as like, bro, this reminded me of like the peak days of Spain. Was like, this isn't football. I'm sorry, this isn't football. I did not understand what the hell I was seeing. So, in one hand, I sympathize with Haaland because I'm like, if they're not playing to your strengths as a striker, what can you do? Haaland, he's making runs. He's making runs, but they're not finding him. They're not playing the ball direct. So that's on one hand. The second hand is this. Haaland, because we did the halftime space, and Haaland had 7 touches in the first half. This is modern football. I get it. A cheetah can change his spots. A zebra can change his stripes. I get it. But Haaland, you are playing in modern football. This is 2023. You need to be better because it's beautiful. Because what did we see yesterday? We saw Benzema, and Benzema is the epitome of the modern striker, where you've got to have good ball control. You've got to be able to play deep, and you've got to be smarter on the ball and have more ability on the ball. The issue is Haaland can't come deep. He can't receive the ball. He can't hold onto the ball because he just doesn't have those football fundamentals. So why I feel sorry about Haaland is Pep's system exposes the limitations of Haaland. You see, if they play to Haaland's strength, we'd be talking about this guy is a damn amazing finisher. This guy's a damn great striker. But because of the way that City play, because you have to have so many passes and the ball is given to the feet of every player, here's the issue. Because I want someone to tell me how many touches did Haaland have in the entire game. It can't be up to 20. It can't be. It has to be at least 15, 16, or 17. So I look at City. They should go ahead and win this. But my thing though is, I said to myself that if Nkunku was starting in the first half, what kind of game do we have? Because I don't understand this strategy that Pep is trying to do. Because, bro, you need to win this UCL. And for the thing, okay, you need to win this UCL. We saw what happened against Real Madrid, where you got checked by Rodrigo and Benzema. And you obviously got Haaland as a direct answer and a response to the way that you went out. But you're not playing to his strengths. So I'm confused. The whole point in getting Haaland is we are trying to now play to the strengths of this goal scorer. How are you playing to the strengths of Haaland when you're playing keep ball? How are you playing to his strengths when you're playing 2-yard pass? Let's do keep ball with 2-yard pass. That doesn't make any sense. I just understand. So I want to open this up to the other guys right now. Casey, talk to me, and then we'll talk about Lukaku. We'll talk about Lukaku. Casey, talk to me, bro. I mean, okay, Casey, look, let's be fair. I know that you hate Haaland and so forth, but are we right to abuse Haaland, or is Pep just putting Haaland in a very difficult position?
Did we not abuse Lukaku when he was dropping similar performances? We called him Tims. What's the difference between him and Haaland? Someone explain to me, what is the difference? It's just that Haaland is in a team that creates more chances. That's it.
No. Haaland's a Norwegian, bro. That's different, bro.
Yeah.
Here.
I actually think Lukaku.
Oh wow, sorry. Pep made no subs.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
No, but
Okay.
Habo, like, what's the difference? Lukaku and Haaland, both bad football fundamentals. Both just need the ball.
Stop it. Lukaku has more technique than Haaland. Haaland has zero technique, bro.
Whatever. Like, my point is, like, they are not good footballers.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay. Yes.
So we abuse them. We should abuse Haaland also. Like, this nonsense I was hearing in October, November. Oh, this guy will win the Ballon d'Or. Bro, he will break Messi's.
Wait. Who Haaland?
Record. Yeah, they were saying like he will break the 92 goal record that Messi set. Like, what happened to all that?
No, Casey. Well, look. Now we have to have a discussion about the EPL because the EPL took a massive L. We'll get there.
And Habo, you have to give props to Abdul also. He also pointed out that in the second half of the season, when the teams will be much aware of Haaland's playing style, they will know how to handle him better. And this is what's happening now. That's why he's not scoring any more goals. You can add to the fact that
So are you saying that we can't look to the fact that he's making a run? They look at him and they play the ball sideways.
Yeah, that's another issue. Of course, that is an issue. Yeah,
yes,
that's an issue. Yeah. So with Lukaku also, both things happen, right? Lukaku is fundamentally not a good footballer, and Chelsea can't create chances. City, they can create chances, but I think they can only create chances when they play the false nine. I think it's so ingrained in them to play with the false nine. I don't think they know how to play with the strike.
But then what's the point of getting Haaland? I thought the whole point. See, here's my idea. Because maybe tell me I'm wrong. I thought, okay, you played against Real Madrid. You had all those opportunities. You couldn't put it away. And then you had all those chances in the second half as well. So the idea was we just need a pure goal scorer. We just need somebody who knows to put the ball in the back of the net.
But the reason they had all those opportunities was because they were playing the false nine system. The false nine was fundamental to them creating those chances. So when you remove that false nine with the Viking Tims, right, you're not creating those chances. So it wasn't as simple as, we are creating chances. You are creating those chances because of the false nine.
See, and that is where we now have the massive issue because
yes,
you are right. Because you're like, okay, we had all those opportunities. Well, if we had a striker, we'd put it away. But would you have all those opportunities if you didn't play? Because you have those opportunities because you play the false nine, because the false nine gives you movements, and that is how Pep wants to play. But if you have a guy who doesn't move, doesn't have the footballing ability and so forth, do you create all the chances you create against Real Madrid?
Look at the strikers that Pep had: Eto'o, Zlatan, David
Villa,
Lewandowski, then Aguero.
Also, Ibra didn't work out. So Ibra failed.
But my point is, all of them are technically very good, right?
Yeah.
This is the worst technical player that I think Pep ever had, and he wanted to buy him. I don't know if he wanted to buy him or not, but like...
No. See, now let me ask you something. That I'll come to Iki with this. Casey, do you believe that Pep said, "I want Haaland," or was Haaland forced onto him?
I think
because sorry, before I answer, my argument is this: if you say no, my answer is Do you know who Pep is? Pep is one of the most respected, successful managers in modern football. There is no chance that you can force any player onto Pep based on his standing in football right now.
That is true, but I still think that if say Haaland, all the hype was going around this guy, right? They were saying he's the next big thing and all that. Like, I mean, we here knew that
Casey,
this
they were
guy was not
comparing
good.
him to, they were saying he's going to be the
R9.
next, like,
R9. They were comparing R9.
They were comparing him to Mbappe, that he's going to win the next ballon. That's him and Mbappe. They put him in the same category as Mbappe.
Yeah. Basically, that was going on. So City was like, okay, if we can get that player, if we can get the second best thing or whatever, we have to get him. Like, it doesn't matter what Pep says. So it was like once in a lifetime kind of opportunity, and I think they took it.
AK, where are you at with this whole Haaland situation one? AK.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, bro.
HH, I was telling you before in the preview, we might be getting an early Lep stream. We might just be getting an early Lep stream.
AK, stop it. You really believe that these guys can come back? So you believe that Leipzig can beat them at the crib?
Why
HH, in the first half, Leipzig didn't perform to their level. City performed probably the way they usually perform the last 3-4 games. And City hasn't been that good in the last 3-4 games. When Leipzig performed to their level, they not only scored a goal, HH, they should have scored two. They had two clear-cut chances in the half. They should have scored both 2 goals in that game. They should have won that game.
No, but AK, here's the thing though. We have to look. This is a two-legged tie. My belief was, specific how City were approaching, was conservative. Try and just get the goal. If you can get 2 cool, but just try and keep it cool. Don't force the issue. So City were like, okay, Leipzig, come on to us and everything. Obviously, they made a dumbass mistake for the Guardiola goal. But I think City, look, now, okay, let's just be real. City are happy with 1-1. They had chances, Leipzig had chances, but at the end of the day, the tie is all, remember, no away goals, the tie is all square. So City are like, beat them at home, we're good.
Yeah, but I just think that the City don't look good even at home for the last 3-4 games. They don't look very good. Leipzig, and one thing with City is it's proven, like every single Champions League, the worst thing to do against City is to sit back against them. When you actually press them high up and actually try to be courageous with your press against them, they've flounder.
That was the thing that was annoying me with Leipzig. You know that City can't counter with Haaland because Haaland can't run. So why didn't Leipzig put more pressure on City in the first half? Now, because when they had the ball, they were horrendous in possession. Now, when Heinrichs came on and the LUKAKU came on, they looked a lot better. But in that first half, I was like, it was a training session. City were just passing the ball around safely. But yeah.
Yeah, so I think there is a chance. And remember last year, although Man City won, I think that was when Man City faced RB Leipzig last year, Man City won, but RB Leipzig scored 3 goals and Nkunku showed up at the Etihad. And that was a much better Man City than there is now. So there's a chance that Leipzig can knock them out.
I still say 11 minutes far too early. Yes, talk to me, man. What is this Haaland issue here, man? Because I don't know what I was seeing. My issue is you got this dude. You know what he is. You know his strengths. You know his weaknesses. This guy had about 10 or 15 touches in the whole game. If you're not going to play to his strengths, what's the point in him being there? Because if you're handling like, why am I here? If you're not going to cross the ball, play direct, ball over the top, and play the ball to me, or does Haaland need to do better? Is Haaland maybe not listening to instructions by coming in deep and actually being better in possession when he receives the ball?
Football fans they deserve more credit. What was the first thing we said? Is Haaland, when we heard Haaland, when he was even linked to City, is Haaland a Pep Guardiola type of striker?
But he has 26 goals in 24 games, 23 games.
Again, we've seen, in a weird way, not the same, but we've seen this history repeats itself. But the thing is, human beings, we just forgetful. We forget. We've seen, even though he's not even close to the technical ability of it, we've seen what happened when Zlatan Ibrahimovic went to FC Barcelona.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen it. We've seen how many goals he scored. I mean, you're telling me, HH, with a straight face, Zlatan Ibrahimovic did not score goals for Barcelona. He scored a lot of goals, but it just didn't work. And then it just, Casey hit the nail on the head. I feel like this narrative that City needed a striker last season was run by the media. The media kept repeating.
Okay, let me ask you this. Whose decision was it to get Haaland, Pep or the board?
The board, 1000%.
So you're telling me that Pep Guardiola, one of the most successful managers in the modern era, the board forced. Okay, was it a case of the board were like, Pep, I think you should get Haaland, and Pep was like, okay then, or the board were like, no, get Haaland, and Pep resisted it, but they put pressure upon him? Because yes, I can't imagine a scenario. A guy who has won the treble, the UCL several times, and is considered one of the best managers in the modern era, that the board can force any player on him.
I think also you gotta look at Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola is, like you said, massive manager, one of the greatest managers of all time, etc., etc. He also has an ego. When he sees a player like Haaland, when we say he is not a Pep Guardiola type of striker, Pep Guardiola, there's a sense of Guardiola that says, I'm going to prove that wrong. I'm going to prove you guys wrong, that I can take Haaland, one of the best quote-unquote prospects in the world, one of the quote-unquote up-and-coming, one of the generational talent, and I can bring him in my system, in this false nine system, and I can make it work. I can do that.
Sorry, so guys, Streets, talk to me. What if we're missing something here? I'm just looking at a different angle. What if Pep had a particular tactic in his first leg, which is that conservative? Haaland, you're not going to have many touches. We're just going to keep it safe. Second leg, we're going to now go all out and really go intensive. But here we're just trying to keep it simple, keep it safe. Because let's be real, City did not aggressively go to try to beat Leipzig. They were very, very conservative in this whole game.
Can you bring up Shane's comment?
But
I think that's pretty good.
But HH, isn't that the issue though? Isn't that why City never win the Champions League? City, you're presented with an opportunity. You're presented the opportunity in the first half. You're presented with the opportunity to take over the game, to take over the tie, and then now you're in a situation where the tie ended at 1-1. Now you're going back to your home, yes, but then you're 3 weeks away. You're 3 weeks away. Anything can happen in those 3 weeks leading up to that game, and then it's like started from 0-0. This game might as well not have happened. This game was just a waste of everyone's time.
It was a waste of time.
Let's be honest.
Sorry, real quick. Lewandowski has way more tech than Haaland.
Lewandowski is a very good technical player.
Yeah, I mean, come on. What do we say?
And the thing is, it's like I don't understand the excuses, because like this is the same thing with PSG and Manchester City. You got to take the opportunities. You have to You have to go out there and have the mindset that we're going to win the Champions League. Like Napoli has no business trying to win the Champions League, but they play every game like they want to win the Champions League. This whole notion, we're gonna be conservative, we're gonna go 1-1, we're gonna play tight, all that stuff. The Champions League is harsh. The Champions League is cruel. It's very cruel.
No, but yes,
if you have to approach, the game is 0-0, right?
Yes, let's be real right now.
Yeah.
Yes, they played a lot better in the second half. 100% they played a lot better in the second half. Yes, yeah. These guys are not beating City at the Etihad. Stop it.
Like I said, football is a funny sport. If you give any opposition an opportunity, an inch in this Champions League, you rue the day. You will regret it. You will absolutely regret it. And this has happened. And this is a story that happens all the time for Manchester City. Every time. Oh yeah. Manchester City, they should have taken that opportunity. Oh, and I guess Real Madrid, they should have done a 5-3. Man, they could have done a lot better. Yada.
So let's move for this. And I want to come out case on this. Yes, I swear I'm not trying to be anti-English. I'm just trying to be fair here. Yes, what does Grealish do? Streets, even talk to me. Streets. What does Grealish? And I'm being fair here. Trust me.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
So forth. What does Grealish actually contribute to Manchester City?
And don't shout at me when I say this. I thought Grealish was the best player in the second half.
You could argue Grealish is actually decent today.
Yeah. The thing is, if Grealish is your best player in the second half, then you have a problem. I think
there we go. Because yes, you take second half. Second half was Leipzig. First half was all City. Second half, Leipzig were easily the better team. City came more towards the end of the second, but most of the second half that was Leipzig.
I think one thing that's very frustrating about Grealish is like he has something there. He will beat players. He will get fouled, etc., etc. He has the ability, but it feels like it's like maybe it's like a virus that's like are all around the whole City team. It's like that decision making. Even today, you see it. It's like why are you doing that extra pass when you could shoot from that?
Do you know? I said, do you know what it is? What Pep wants Grealish to be is what Bernardo Silva was a few seasons ago,
Yeah.
and is what David Silva was. What he wants from him is you're finding those difficult passes, as in you're threading the eye of the needle, which is what Bernardo Silva did in the, I think it was the 18-19 season, and what David Silva used to do. But the issue is he either gets fouled, he makes the most basic overlapping pass, or he just cuts in on the inside, goes sideways, and hardly progresses to the ball. Some say that you're not really doing anything risky. There's nothing that you're doing. You're not making enough positive footballing decisions within a game, because David Silva, he's given you 3 or 4 cut-through passes in a game. But Bernardo Silva, when he was not now, but Bernardo Silva in the 18-19 season, he's giving you he's going past 2-3 guys. He's going forward and is giving you those forward passes. Grish, what are you actually doing to contribute in the forward perpetual movement of the team? I don't know.
That's a good point. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I don't know if KC has anything else to say.
Yeah. Casey, talk to me.
We talked about it in the members hangout. Grealish is not like a web player. Let's be honest about that. This guy would actually work for a team like Chelsea because he likes to hug the ball, and Pep doesn't like it. Like Grealish's best attribute are like he's a very good ball carrier. That's it. Like he's not a good passer. He's not necessarily even like a good midfielder, like a central midfielder whose positioning is good. So he's good for like a counter-attacking team, say like Aston Villa. That's why he was so good with teams that are underdogs.
But yeah, I just HH, to be honest, I was thinking about this on my way while I was driving today. You cannot tell me that this City team has any chance of winning the Champions League.
Yeah.
And the reason why
but Yasser, to quote Yasser Saeed, football is a funny game.
It is.
No, Yasser, you're right that I look at these guys and I say no chance, but Yasser, what if the ball just falls to Haaland and he just puts it away?
No, Habib, but okay, but City's defense they will concede one.
And that's my thing. But Casey,
Edison.
Do you know what it was?
Midfielder.
I remember 2011 final. Before that final, everyone was saying, man, Mascherano in defense, man, how are United going to expose them and everything? And then we thought that it was not an issue. Because building up to UCL final, everyone was talking about how problematic Mascherano being in defense would be and how United would be able to expose that. And they were hardly exposed. So sometimes before, but you know what happens? We focus so much on an issue, and somehow, somewhere, it isn't an issue. But I say to myself that if they run into Vini, Rodrigo, and Benzema,
oh my god!
If these guys run into Osimhen and Kivicha, I'm like, because I don't know how they survive Kivicha and Osimhen in the Maradona Stadium. I don't know how they survive Benzema, Vini, and so forth. And if Mbappe, Messi, and Neymar decide to just come alive, how will they deal with those guys if they click? If they click.
Yeah.
But as I said, football is a funny sport.
No,
maybe it won't be an issue.
Let's be honest about it. Number 15 is coming. Let's give it to them. It's going to happen, Habib.
Wait. Before we get there, let me just hit some doors because I want to talk about Lukaku. But it's fair. Lukaku did it. The PSG vs United juju is back. #bold. Look, we'll get to Lukaku. City versus only still game to the end. No, and guys, we're going to talk about the EPL. We're going to talk about the EPL. We have to talk about the EPL, bro. EPL is on fraud watch. It's fair. Alvarez on the bench. Alvarez was on the bench.
I feel bad for him. Yeah, I feel so bad for him.
Okay,
the guy doesn't
and he
play.
made no subs.
No, he doesn't play. Alvarez doesn't play. HH. I feel so. Imagine going from the height of the World Cup to not being
one of the stars of the World Cup, and no, Pep is weird, bro. You know what I think? I really feel that Pep feels a lot of the pressure of not winning the UCL, and because of that pressure, he's overthinking stuff, and he just overthinks instead of like, bro, just play Alvarez with Haaland, or just play a false 10 or something, or if you're away from home, and that's the thing though, if you're away from home, wouldn't it make sense to play with a false nine? Now, if you're down 2-0, Haaland, get me a goal. But if you're away from home, it's on the home team to come and hit you, which means that if we can counter these guys, we counted these guys with Alvarez and a false nine. Wouldn't that make sense?
Bro, this guy is so weird. Pep is so weird. You know what he did at the end of the game? At the end of the game, he literally stopped all his players and was giving them he was talking to them. And I was thinking, bro, why? Go to the dressing room. We'll talk to them.
He's weird. He's a weirdo.
There's just too much between the games. Like
Zeno, that's BS. City were creating loads of chances at the start of the season. Pep is a clown and overtweaks the system. They blatantly ignore the runs. No, bro, there was a moment in the first half where they had almost overlap.
Yeah.
And this is Gundogan. And I know Gundogan is a great passer. Haaland was making the run. Gundogan saw him, stopped, and they went sideways. And Haaland was like,
Okay,
1,000%. No, 1,000%. Pep is telling these guys, protect the ball.
Yes.
Don't force the issue and give away possession.
Yes.
Because trust me, Gundogan up to his own. If he wasn't given other instructions, Gundogan plays that pass because I know he can play the pass.
I think is it, as I repeat again, is it because Gundu and Bernardo Silva kind of like finished? That's also another issue.
Yeah.
In what sense?
They haven't been playing well.
They're having a disaster class. Silva is having an absolute disaster class.
Yeah, Bernardo has been have one of his worst.
This year they can't. Zizem. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Onana gave his best LUKAKU 7. I can't say that. Also, did you see the handball at the? Oh yeah, they were looking at the handball thing, but he'd already blown. He'd already blown for full tempo, so they couldn't review it, man. Yeah, at the end. Where is the
Patrick
in Africa? Oh yeah, Patrick.
In Africa, we have a saying.
Okay, guys, let's talk about my guy, man. Hold on, let me just get my stream marketing, because guys, we have to talk about my guy here. Now, let me first say this, because I want you to stop this narrative here. Let me first say this right now. Where's my stream marker? Okay, here we go.
It's a shame on you, man. Shame on you.
Yes, yeah. I don't give a damn if it's against 10 men. So Otavio got a second yellow card. Which I thought was harsh because I didn't see the first yellow, but the second yellow he stepped on. I think it was on Çalhanoğlu's foot, and it was given a second yellow, so it was censored. So it was against 10 men. But guys, come on, that's a big goal. They needed someone to step up. Lukaku came and he stepped up. First of all, it was a great header, which obviously hit the post. He got the rebound and he said, "What's up?" And I'm sorry, guys, say all you want. Dzeko had 60 or so minutes, didn't do anything. Lukaku came off the bench and he got what could prove to be a vital goal for Inter Milan going into that extremely hard second leg in Portugal. Now,
can you bring up Asian comment?
Oh God, it depends on this. But see, I still believe that FC Porto go through. Wait, whose comment?
Asian.
Oh God. All right, so yes, yeah. Is Lukaku back, or should we just chill? Because yes, we do need a striker. We do need a striker.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Lukaku, right? I've never thought he was a bad striker ever.
No,
there's not been a moment where I've ever thought he was a bad striker.
But he was never a great striker. He was never an elite striker.
But
he's a good striker.
But that's okay. Be a
good striker.
But that's okay. I feel like that is okay. And the issue is, I feel like with Lukaku, there's certain players that they just listen to what opinions of other people too much. And then there was no reason for him to come back to Chelsea. He should have stayed at Inter.
I remember the first thing I said when it was talked about was like, Lukaku, do you know the kind of hell you went through in Man United? Do you know, bro? The name Sims was born when he was at Man United.
You started it.
Yes, it was me. I started, bro. Remember that chance that he missed where he pretty much had an open goal, and I actually did like a whole analysis on it. I was like, bro, you have found a lease of new life. You're playing well. Things are good. Hey, because 1,000%, that season at Chelsea affected his return to Inter Milan. 100%. If he had remained at Inter Milan, he'd still be regarded as one of the best strikers in Europe.
I remember. I don't know if people remember. I remember when Bonucci left Juve to go to AC
Yes,
Milan,
AC
and
Milan,
it was
yeah.
a disaster.
Yeah.
He looked like a bum, like straight up bum.
No,
HH
but you see, that was sort of like a personal beef that he had, I think, with Juve and everything. And then
But
he
then the
says he
po-
regretted it. So
But then my point is like sometimes certain players, when you find the right club,
yeah,
when you find the right club, I mean, whether it's your favorite player, I Robin at Bayern Munich, find that perfect club for him. Don't leave. Why? Stay. And I think it's like, sorry, and I think he come back to Chelsea. The scrutiny on him will be massive. Why because they spend 100 million on you.
yeah.
The expectation is so high. Then even if you're and then you did the stupid interview, I just feel like sometimes he just brought a lot of this on himself.
No. Basically, he knows it was a stupid decision, and that's why you just have bad advice.
And
There was
I
no
feel
reason to
bad.
leave Inter Milan.
I feel
No,
bad
because
because
I honestly know what it is.
Oh,
This is a
no,
very-
no,
this is a
you
very
can't do
key
that.
thing.
Habib, you cannot say that. Come on.
Say what?
If you're getting more money at Chelsea, why won't you go there? They're footballers, man. They have to care about money at the end
Oh
of the day.
no, Casey, fine then. But you can care about money to one extent, but also your happiness is another thing, though, because money won't cure abuse and feeling crappy about yourself. Yes, I have all this money and so forth, but if you're playing badly, you're being abused on social media, people are miming you, you're made a mockery and so on and so forth, it will affect you. And also remember, Casey, Lukaku is a particular kind of guy who will be affected by if he's been mocked on social media. Like if you're someone like Messi who, bro, I keep to myself, I'm a very private person, boom. Lukaku is an extremely public person, bro. Rock Nation. He's part of Rock Nation, so his public persona is very important to him. So him being abused and ridiculed and everything, that's what affects him.
Your club has a scary narrative, a very scary narrative. 'Cause
What's
I don't know.
scary narrative?
I don't know if you heard the Timo Werner comments, where he
What
said
did he
he
say?
wished he never left the RB Leipzig.
Habib,
I
he
don't
was
know if you
actually
heard it.
Timo was actually decent today. He was actually decent.
Timo was all right. No, he
But
was all right.
HH
No.
is a
In the
scary
second,
narrative.
first half, Timo was judging. But Casey, let me come to you. Porto, Inter, what are you saying?
I told you yesterday, Serie is looking good this season. They're actually looking very good.
Hold up. You think so? So you think Inter can get a result in Portugal?
They can get a draw, yeah.
In Portugal,
Why not a draw?
bro, it's
Is
FC
it so?
Porto.
I know.
Because see, my thing is that, bro, FC Portugal, that's a tough place to go to.
Oh, I agree, yeah. But they can still get a draw, though. That's what I'm trying to say.
AK, what do you say? The Inter and thingy, and talk to me about Lukaku.
On Lukaku, I think his career like took a downturn in terms of the eyes of social media when he made that statement about I'm on the level of Suarez, Lewandowski, and Benzema. I think that's when like the
Yeah.
people, social media saw him like worse. But I think,
Because one thing, like when you make a statement like that and you don't back it up, you're gonna get clowned.
Yeah.
You're gonna get clowned. So just don't make the statement.
yeah, you just do your job quietly and people will notice you. On Inter versus Porto, I think Inter can win in Portugal. I think it's gonna be a draw at Portugal, but there's gonna be a big narrative for the EPL if a Portuguese team makes it further than any English team.
And that's where I want to go to right now. Yes, yeah. Talk to me. Now, let me just first hit this up. EPL. This is the issue I have with people. Don't talk until the deed is done. Don't talk until the deed is done. So what was being said after Barca and United, and I cannot wait for the Barca United game, but after Barca United, which was a draw, but how good is La Liga really? Because do you know what it was? People got hyped. And I understand why they got hyped. You should have got hyped, but they got hyped because this is the team in first in La Liga. They had only considered 7 goals. This is a United in a rebuild who are third in the EPL, and they put 2 goals past them. But obviously, it ended up being 2-2. But my issue was, okay, that's all good and everything, but you should always have a large sample size. So let's say EPL had 4 teams in the final now and everything. Does that mean the EPL is better than La Liga? No. Let's see what happens next year, then the after. Why I said that La Liga is the best league over is because over 10 years, more La Liga teams have won the Champions League and the Europa League than any other league. So when everybody has faced each other, La Liga has done the best in its European competition. So now we have a situation where Tottenham lost to AC Milan, Chelsea lost to Dortmund, City couldn't beat RB Leipzig, and Liverpool got gentrified and adopted by Real Madrid. And what this has shown me is now, look, who knows what happens in the second leg? Chelsea have a chance because they're at home. Tottenham have a chance, they're at home as well. City, I think they go through because it's only 1-0 down. Liverpool, unless they have a miracle, I think that's over. So there's still a chance. But the issue is, guys just need to win, because I think what these round of games have shown us is, and this is what I've always said, the Premier League is the best marketing tool.
Yeah.
In terms of popularity and marketing, EPL, 100%. Nobody can beat EPL for its marketing and how it presents itself, and also just the excitement of the teams, the leagues, and just how it's managed in terms of money. Financially, in terms of money from top to bottom and the financial spread, I think it's great. But my argument is, see, whenever you say, well, what's the best league? What is the argument we're making? Are we making a marketing argument? EPL.
No,
If
but
I'm making
it's just-
wait, hold up. If I'm making a footballing argument in terms of competition, it's La Liga.
No. This season it's not even La Liga. I think it's looking like it's Serie.
No. Casey, my thing though is how I like to do it is I need a sample size. A sample size isn't one season. No, like whenever they want to do like an experiment, and you want to, like, let's say you want to deduce a theory. You don't just go through one test. You go through like 100 tests, 200 tests. So now we have tried 200 tests to falsify a theory, bro. It's watertight. If you have one test, then what's the point? So if only after one season this league is the best, no. Over 5 seasons, who said what's up?
Don't do that.
Over 10,
It's
who said what's up?
Don't do that. It's just, if we are honest, the Prem been the best league in my opinion since 2019. It's been the best league in the world. It's just, there's a reason why English club can't do a treble the way like Barcelona can, Bayern can, even PSG to an extent, because there's so much more competition in your league. You have more like historic club like Chelsea, Arsenal now, United, Liverpool.
It's a Vilton again. When you're saying what the best league is, what are the parameters? See, now your parameters is competitiveness, which is cool. My parameters are when we face each other, who does the best.
But
So when we're all facing each other in a competition, who does the best? And that's how I improve it. So you have to tell me what are the parameters they're using. Okay, yes, talk to me. Yes.
Okay.
The Prem,
No, the argument. Okay. The argument of who is the better league, I feel like it has to do one thing on is entertainment. Basically, when people say who is the best league, is which is the most entertaining league. Which league do you prefer to watch the most? That's what it is. Quality, because if we look at the quality of football,
Okay, yes. So then, why not competition? Why can't the best league be? Okay, when someone says, okay, who is the fastest runner in the world? It's so simple because we now compete. So you can't say, okay, we can't say the best runner is the runner who I like the best. The best runner is the guy who beats everybody when we face each other. So it's about competition.
But the issue is HH, and this is something I came to realize. All the leagues are trash.
This season, yeah.
Yes,
No,
essentially.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, if you look carefully, every league in Europe is trash. Hence why I prefer the Super League, because they're trash. Serie A, there are some bum teams in Serie A. There's some bum teams in La Liga. There's some trash teams in League. Oh, the issue is HH. We have a limited amount of great teams, good teams. We have a limited amount.
Yes.
No,
Maybe, wait, hold up. And maybe we'll get to this in this whole thing. That's the reason why Real Madrid have a chance to win it.
Exactly.
Because I look at the field, and as Yasser just said, they're not. Bro, I don't see a 2011 Barca. I don't see a 2017 Real Madrid. I don't see a 2013 Bayern. Where, okay, you want to avoid this team. Who do you want to avoid in this season?
you know who can stop them? It's either Napoli, or if say PSG get their shit together.
No, KC, that's my thing.
Wait, hold on. I mean, we'll get that, but yes, so just focus on this whole. Yes, but on your point though, you're right. Here's the thing. Whatever your parameter is, if someone says that if the EPL is the best because it's the most entertaining league, I'm with you. I'm with you. But yes, just tell me what are your parameters. You're gonna say EPL is the best. Full stop. No. It's the best based on
Yeah.
marketing competitiveness.
Because
Cool.
here's the thing, HH. If you look closely, La Liga's biggest three teams is Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and Barcelona.
Barca, who are now in the Europa.
Yeah, so those are the
Atletico
three
didn't even
biggest.
qualify the group, but yeah.
Those are the three biggest teams. Then you have like the Sevillas and the Valencias, Real Sociedad, Villarreal, whatever, right? You put those, but those are the three representative. In the EPL for a long time, there's only been two teams. There's only been two teams that represent the EPL, and that's Manchester City and Liverpool. You cannot count Tottenham, which is absolute rubbish, or Man United that has been a yo-yo up and down every season. You don't know what to expect, or even a Chelsea that's 1 year they win the Champions League, the next year they're nowhere to be. They're sitting in ninth. So, and then you look at a Serie A. AC Milan won the league last season. This season they looked like a shell of themselves. So when you look at like the quality of teams,
you're talking about Europe.
My point is these same I used to say these same teams, they represent Europe. So you like every league, they have the best teams, quote unquote best teams represent Europe. But what ends up happening is, like we've seen, every year is not the same. The best teams of each whatever is not always consistent. They're not consistent.
So in your view, you would say EPL is the best because of it's the most entertaining.
For me, 100% is the most entertaining. But if we're looking at the quality of football, then is like at this point, you can make argument for any league. You can make an argument for the Eredivisie or whatever. Because at the end of the day, the quality of teams
it's
not there. There's no quality.
It's like you say this, which is why basically it's so confusing.
Yeah,
it's confusing because of this.
What's a dumb debate?
No, wait, hold on. This is why it's confusing, because I want to come to everyone here and so forth. Even guys in the streets, I'll take you your dubs. Barca, mathematically, the best team in La Liga right now, mathematically. But they now played Man United, who were the third best team, and that game was an equal game in Camp Nou.
Yeah, no.
Now wait. Now hold up. Real Madrid, okay, second best team. Liverpool at ninth, but look how Liverpool at home. Second half. Oh, we now see who is second and who is ninth, because the gap in quality was shocking. It was absolutely shocking between both those guys. So my thing though is, you see, again, this argument of what is the best, it's a tricky one, because I have to always say, what are you using? Whenever I say what's the best league, automatically I'm saying two things: quality of football, which is subjective. Which is so subjective, and competition, which is objective. See, competition, that's objective. Who's won the most? Quality of football, that's so subjective. Because I just feel like if Premier League is the most exciting in terms of entertainment, it's the EPL, because La Liga is a duopoly. So Premier League is a lot more unpredictable in what can happen between teams, and you don't know.
Hence why it makes it more competitive. Look at Chelsea, bro. Look at Chelsea, Liverpool this season, bro. You guys not even in the top four, and you guys spend a lot of money.
Hold on.
Casey.
But if you look at the top four teams, right? Arsenal, I don't think they're going to take Europa League seriously if they have any sense, right? And then you have Newcastle. Newcastle will not even make top 7 in La Liga or Serie.
Newcastle not top 4 though.
Yeah, I mean, like, no, I mean competing for top 4. Yeah, Newcastle, and the best team right now in England right now, I think, is Manchester United in terms of form, at least since the World Cup.
Thank you.
So,
I appreciate it.
So these things, I think, they first of all, they depend on the...
His name is Ricardo, not Ricardo. His name is Ricardo. Get it right. Name is Ricardo.
Yeah, no, Habib, I think these things actually depend a lot on the form also. So, for example, right, in October, we had like all our defenders were injured, and that's why we are in the Europa League right now.
But Casey, though, and this is a question I wanted to ask: do you guys think it's time to revive, like, to change the format of the Champions League? Because we shouldn't have Chelsea and Tottenham representing the English league. We shouldn't have. We shouldn't be having.
No. Wait. Hold on. Yes, why do you say that? Why do you say Chelsea?
Because this is terrible. I'm not allowed to you.
Yes,
the last 2 days,
Chelsea are 1-0 down.
The English league has looked terrible. No team has won. Not a single team.
No. But hold up. Here's the thing.
This is trash.
No. before we make a definitive statement, we have to wait until
Yeah.
the two legs are played. After the second leg, let's see. Remember, Tottenham play Milan at home. Chelsea play Dortmund at home. Now, if it's the same scenario, we'll come back to this and review it. Okay, I want to hear from Abrisfair, AK, then Ricardo. Abrisfair, where are you at with this whole? Where leagues are at right now and EPL not winning games? Where are you at with in terms of what's the best league and so forth? After EPL have not won a single game for this Europe thing so far.
Well, for me, the league thing has been like a joke debate since like for years now. Because ever since Lyon beat Man City, I was like, whatever, like it doesn't matter. That league debate's so dumb. Because it was a one-off game. Lyon doesn't play against Man City, so there's no fear of Man City. So it's.
So okay. So in your opinion, what is the best league for you, and why?
I mean, EPL in the sense that there's at least always one or two teams doing something. In a sense that like Juve, in those 10 years they had, where they basically destroyed the league because of the corruption, they had no competition.
So it's basically corruption tax. That doesn't count.
Exactly. And League On is there's no structure. It's just scouts and brothels essentially.
Oh wow. AK, what about you? What's the best league for you, bro? AK.
I mean, I don't really care about how you do in the Champions League. My thing is just based on entertainment, and the EPL has the best entertainment package. So for me, it's the best league. I don't really focus on like a team which a league has more quality, because quality is quantitative. It's qualitative. Like someone could say Serie A is the most has the league with the most quality based on some reason. Somebody else could say La Liga.
No. Yeah. It's subjective. It's subjective. Yeah.
So for me, the most objective way to say it is which one makes the most money and has the best like entertainment package, because we watch the game for entertainment. So for me, it's EPL.
Okay, and let me make this job, and I'll come to your boy Ricardo and Wilton. If it's fair here, so Lukaku coming off the bench is the way to go. Okay, look, relax. Inter with Inzaghi look better than Conte. Bro, we have to have a conversation about how much Conte is a bomb in Europe. We have to have that convo, man. Zuateng TV. Let's be real. Young Lukaku would score 40 plus in Bundesliga. Lukaku scored 20 plus for Everton and was probably in the Prem. HAALAND is a blue-eyed Viking teams. Oh, damn. Bro.
But I'm not gonna lie to HH. Like that's something we never talk about. That
What?
Let's be real. There's a black tax for Lukaku. I hate to say there is. Like
What's the black tax? I'm not sure whether I want to ask this, but okay, here we are.
You know the big black, striker.
Okay, all right. I knew I didn't want to ask. So Talent FC. Oh, United and Latter fans get a room. #violence. #quote. Oh wow. Ricardo, talk to me, man. Okay, so I saw a message in the WhatsApp group. You were celebrating that APL, you bombers, Charlie, Kate, Sophie, and Beatrix Merchant did win a single game. F you. So, what does this all mean? Is it stats? Because here's where we are. My thing is, what's the best league? What parameters are you using? Are you using parameters of when we compete against each other? Are you using parameters of how competitive your league is or how well your league is run? What are your parameters? So Ricardo, talk to me. We can't hear you, Ricardo. We can't hear you. You're on mute. Can anybody hear Ricardo?
No, I can't.
No, we can't hear you, bro.
I heard him for a second. He was laughing, but
can you hear? No,
we can't hear you, Ricardo.
Okay, yeah, Streets. Can you hear? Can you hear Ricardo? Yeah, put some Ricardo in the stream. Put some Ricardo in the stream. Put Ricardo in the stream. Okay, while you're trying to fix it, Wilton, talk to me where you are.
No, to me, it's the Premier League, if we're being honest, man. Because, like I've said, since 18-19, I think that's when it took over. When Liverpool and City had that amazing title race, you can clearly see like the quality of the league just improve in general. There's a reason why all the best coaches are in the Premier League. Like teams like Chelsea, Liverpool, that were in the Champions League like 2 years ago. Chelsea won it. Liverpool last season. Liverpool.
But if they have the best coaches, most competitive, why can't they win more UCLs and Europa Leagues?
No, I'll get to that. But last season Liverpool competing for a quadruple.
Yep.
Now they can't even get into the top 4 in the league because teams like Brighton,
Hello.
Newcastle,
Yes, we got you.
because
My bad.
teams like Brighton, Newcastle, even Fulham, they can compete with y'all because they can spend money because the money spread out evenly throughout the league, which make the league competitive. Now, if we're talking about Europe, that's different. Like we all know Europe is different. Like I mean, Real Madrid in 2018, we won the Champions League. Barca won the league by like 20 plus points, and we end up winning the Champions League. Chelsea, 2021, you guys barely finished top 4, and you guys won the Champions League. I mean, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, well, AC Milan back in the day. They just when it comes to the Champions League, those clubs just switch on. They just have different minerals. There's nothing wrong with that. Like saying because Real Madrid beats Liverpool, City, Chelsea, that doesn't mean La Liga is better. It just means Real Madrid is better than those teams. But I'm just talking like strictly of the league. There's a reason why you have Pep over there, and Pep even himself said it. He said from top to bottom, the league just competitive. There's a reason why we say City, like most of people say City look rubbish. I don't think they look rubbish. I just think the teams in the league have improved overall. I just think the quality of the teams
No,
is
but
been
I think
improvement.
you know what it is. So
And that's why English fans they don't want a super league. Like the
no,
Premier is pretty much a super league.
but don't like. Wouldn't you understand from, let's say, if you're a Real Madrid fan and a United fan or a City fan says, "No, Premier League is the best in the world," and a Madrid fan will be like, "Huh? Based how are you the best league in the world when you can't beat us?" And we've consistently beaten you guys when we faced you guys. So, because you are right though, the league is the most competitive from top to bottom. Although you say it's the most competitive.
No.
Chelsea and
I have
Liverpool are struggling, but City might do a three-peat.
Yeah, I have hope. It's not.
And City have had 100 points, 99 points, and so forth. So,
No. In
so
terms of
precisely,
competition,
it's competitive in terms of top 4. But in terms of actually the title, is it?
I mean, it's been competitive. It's just Liverpool,
no, it's
City,
not.
like
Wilton, no.
Liverpool
No,
and
no.
City. That's a title race, and this
No,
season you have
no.
Arsenal and City.
Wilton, we had the same in La Liga also. Like not last season,
No,
but
no,
before
no,
that.
no. When Messi and Ronaldo were there from 2009 all the way till
Yeah,
2018,
but-
La Liga was like you
No,
could
no,
say it
no.
was the best league in the world.
No,
There
no,
was,
but I'm
there was
saying
actually a journey of title race, but
no, Wilton.
tell
I'm
me
saying
because
that
I know City won 4 and 5 years, but
Yeah.
look at the way they won it. Like 2 of their season they won it's literally just by 1 point. By one
Yeah.
point. I mean Liverpool are rubbish. Liverpool won a Champions League during that time, and City hasn't.
No.
So it is what it is. Like, yes, City hasn't won the Champions League, fine, but Liverpool have won the Champions League and City hasn't. So does that mean City's not a good team? They're a good team in the Prem, but when it comes to Europe, they just don't have the minerals. Simple as that. It's the same thing with Real Madrid. Like last season, we beat PSG, we beat Chelsea, we beat City, and we beat Liverpool. I mean, and Barcelona, I mean, they're struggling in Europe, and they're probably going to win La Liga this season, and they're not even in Europe. That's what I mean.
That's why I can't wait for tomorrow. Because if United handle Barca, beat them,
I think
and
they
Barca
will, though.
win La
No
Liga,
Pedri,
I'm
no
like, okay, you know
Gavi.
what? This is just confusing. Okay, wait, let me come to Ricardo. Ricardo, talk to me.
All right, so what's the question directly you posed?
So basically, EPL teams have none of the. So basically, after the Barca United game, people said, "Oh, EPL, what? I think EPL is the best league in the world." I've now had a situation where no EPL team has won. So, what is the best league in the world, and what criteria do you use to say what's the best league in the world? Because I think Yassi has said that Premier League is the best because it's the most entertaining and it's the most competitive. My argument is that La Liga is the best because I use a 10-year sample size, and my argument is the argument of competitiveness. Yassi's argument is an argument of how your league in and of itself, in a vacuum, is run independent of other leagues.
Okay, so I do agree that there's different parameters. That your parameters it's a subjective matter. What I said in the chat was just mainly for trolling because we said if Real Madrid don't beat Liverpool, then you induct La Liga. So the fact that an English team hasn't won, I think, is much more worse than whether or not Barcelona or Real Madrid can get it done. But anyways, what makes a better league? Yasir and Vilton are right. It's completely subjective. If you're talking about in terms of quality, like of football, I find it hard to put any league above the Spanish league personally, right? And when you compare it to, for example, the Premier League in terms of quality of play, right? I tend to look at it like Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. If you wanted to actually watch like technical boxing. I'm not saying that Manny Pacquiao isn't a technical boxer,
Yeah,
but if you want to learn the art of boxing, there's no other person to watch than Mayweather. But if you're gonna pay money to watch a boxer fight, I'm sorry, you're not gonna pay Floyd. Like, you're not gonna go and watch Floyd Mayweather. You're gonna watch Manny Pacquiao because he's the one that moves the fight. So that's kind of the analogy I like to bring in.
But then maybe there's no. But then you have a peak Roy Jones Jr. who gave you entertainment and technicality.
Oh, for sure. So, but that's not necessarily the case when we're comparing these two leagues in specific. With the Premier League, I do agree that it's generally the most entertaining, and I think the marketing, we've discussed it before, it's mainly the most entertaining because of colonialism. I find no other way you can even argue against that. It's easier to market something when it's predominantly English and when it's the most spoken language in the world. But also with the Premier League, the reason why it's so entertaining, because for a long time it's been a very open game. It's literally like long balls, just long. For a long time before Pep Guardiola was there, it was just long balls, and then we were told that Pep Guardiola couldn't adapt to the league, and then now we're at the case where
no, Ricardo, no.
Hold on. Let me finish.
No. But before you go, because I've got to correct you. I've got to big bro you here. When Wenger came was when it's changed. Wenger was the first manager to change how football was played. Before Wenger, it was Brexit. Before Wenger.
But that's not my point. My point is that when Pep Guardiola was arriving and he didn't win his first season, people used the argument that his game wouldn't translate to the English game. And then ever since that first season, teams have struggled to adapt to Pep Guardiola's way of playing. And then as a result, we see him dominate. What Vilton said is right. We've seen Liverpool come extraordinarily close. But that's only one team we're talking about here, which is no different from when people argue Barcelona and Real Madrid. It's the same thing. Yes, they came up short by 1 point or whatever the case. They still came up short. And history only will remember Man City as the winner. So now we're seeing where maybe Liverpool can't sustain or keep up with Man City in terms of longevity and the team they're engineering. So now you're seeing a team like Arsenal come through, and then you have all the money thrown in because you're seeing Newcastle going through a resurgence. Who knows where Chelsea's going to go? They haven't started off too hot, but maybe next season is better. Man City are still there. So if you're talking about marketability, entertainment, I still refuse to believe that the teams in the Premier League have caught up to Pep Guardiola, because if Pep Guardiola is borderline going to win a 3-peat, having probably his worst year since the first year he's out of the Premier League, and he could win it, I think that says a lot about the league, to be honest. But if you want to talk about competitiveness, I think when I look at competitiveness, I look at competitiveness through the purest sense, because if we're being like, where is it competitive? Is it competitive at the top? Is it competitive from top to bottom? Because if you're talking about just at the top, okay, La Liga, the Premier League, sure. But if you're talking about competitiveness in terms of like what the sport is about, which every team can beat any team, the Premier League and La Liga are not the most competitive leagues. There are several leagues out there that are significantly more competitive than both those leagues. There's leagues out there that are more competitive than all the top 5 leagues. And I don't even have to make the argument for Bundesliga or the French league, or even the Serie for Madrid. Although the Serie is probably going to see their 4th new winner in 4 years, because I mean the Juve won, and then both Milan teams are now Napoli. And then I mean you can argue even before, like 10 years ago, before the PSG, the Qatari investment owners took over, Ligue 1 had like 5 different winners in 5 different years before once the Lyon reign ended. But if you're going to talk about who's actually the most competitive league, off the top of my head, these leagues don't get the respect it deserve, or they're just never going to be put into the higher echelon of league. I remember a few years the Turkish league, insanely competitive. The Mexican league tend to be very competitive. Even the Brazilian league, the last few years has been pretty competitive. But nobody's really going to watch football outside. I wouldn't even say top 5. Nobody's going to watch football outside top 2 leagues, really, or top 3. So, so on the basis of what competitiveness actually means, the Premier League and La Liga is actually not the most competitive leagues. So now you're just, whoever says, oh, my league is better because it's competitive, there's actually no proof to support that when there's other leagues that are actually by definition more competitive.
No, Ricardo, 100% right. 100% right. And do you know why? Do you know what the funny thing is? This whole top 4 thing, it started because of Wenger.
Oh, no. He has
Like-
low ambition.
Yeah,
Low
no,
ambition.
because my thing, because before Wenger said it, was like top four wasn't a thing. Because my thing, okay, but you know what it's like. It's like reaching the semi-final of the World Cup is like a hurrah. No, the
No,
whole
it
point
is. It is
to-
for certain
No,
countries.
no,
it is.
no, but Wilson, but really, the whole point. What's the point of a competition? You're there to win it.
Yeah. Top
You
four only meant get a Champions League spot. That's all
Yeah.
it meant.
No, I mean for Fulham though. For Fulham, it's a big deal.
I know, but the whole point was before Wenger said that top four is a trophy. What all it was like, oh, we're in the Champions League, but the mindset, oh damn it, we failed to win the league, but at least we're in the Champions League. But now, people have top four shows, bro. Bro, hold on. I'm on the top 6 show on the terrace like every Monday and Friday. So it's top 6 is now becoming a thing. I'm like, wait a minute. So we're now celebrating coming fourth. Well, what the hell?
No,
Because it should be about coming first.
Let me just
you
say
know?
this real quick though, because I gotta go. But
Yeah.
one thing I'll say, I wish like the German league, the Serie A in Spain, or even other leagues, or even League Earn 20 Cent, I wish they had the amount of money that Premier League team get to spend. I would have loved to see how those teams would have fell in Europe. Because
Wilson, it's La Liga only have themselves to blame because of how it's been run.
no, that's what I'm saying though. But think about it, like teams like Villarreal, Sevilla, like they know how to win Europa League. If they just have to scout really well because they don't have the financial
money,
to
yeah.
just go out there and spend money.
Can I
So
speak on the whole
imagine
money
if they
thing,
have
right?
the money that the Premier League had to. It'd have been pretty cool to see.
So Casey, talk to me.
Okay, there is this myth, and I hate it, that Premier League has a lot more money than it actually does. The TV money, I think, how much is it? Like, they earn more like 50, 60, 70 million euros per club.
Bro,
That's
the
it?
Dudes, the dudes in 18th end like the same as the dudes in like third or second. in
Yeah,
most
but
leagues,
that's but Havoc, that's nothing if you deep it. Like the way they are spending, that's nothing. What Premier League actually has, and this is and bro, the guy is a clown. Javier Tebas is a clown, but he pointed out that it's not that Premier League has much more TV money than that. It's that they have richer owners than us. Because in La Liga and Germany, it's impossible. Like you cannot do that. What Premier
Yeah.
League is doing.
especially
So-
in Germany.
Yeah, in Germany and La Liga, you can't do that. Serie used to do it, if you remember, in the 90s. In the 90s, Serie was the team that Serie clubs used to spend a lot of money because they had Berlusconi and all those guys. So the thing is that Premier League clubs can handle going through losses, and I think they had like a billion plus loss in the last 2-3 years. La Liga had like 140 million in total. So how are you talking about money when you have like sugar daddies who are bailing you out every single time? That's it. That's what Premier League is. And if you apply a proper FFP, right, bro, Chelsea will go bankrupt next day if you apply a proper
No,
FFP.
but and that is why EPL knew that for us to be this
Yeah.
amazing brand,
Because
we
here's the
can't-
thing.
we,
No, no,
we,
have
we
a-
can't
have a-
employ
let's-
that FFP BS.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Like let's be honest about it. English, they don't have very good managers. They never had any world class players since like from England, like Germany or I would say Spain.
You mean like English people?
Yes.
specifically? Oh,
They
yeah.
had no connection. Like so, Germany produces world class players regularly. Spain has like a connection with Latin America, so they get like the best. Every like great Latin American player wants to play in like Barca or Real. So there's that connection. What does England have? They just had tradition and all that nonsense. So they needed the money to actually stand a
Okay, so
chance
respect
against.
Charles, but respect
No.
Charles.
Oh.
Respect
Yeah, so
Charles.
they needed the money. They needed to destroy the FFP to actually stand a chance against
Yeah.
La Liga and Bundesliga.
and
And
Prem,
they still
they've-
can't. And they still
they've
can't. Do it.
benefits.
That's the sad. But they still can't do it, right? They're not winning the European Cups.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me hit these dubs before I come. So Zimmer can have a stick, and I want us to talk about Real Madrid and whether they can win the UCL. That last before we go. So, all right. I'm not saying your name, bro. Wait, Ricardo, what are your countrymen doing? Look at the guy's name.
As a fellow Peruvian, I actually don't care about this guy. Like I don't know who he is.
No. Look at his name.
Yeah,
He
I
wants
know.
me to say his name.
This
Yeah,
guy's
give
not
me his-
slick.
Yeah, but come on, David. See, apart from the 5-2 strip show, the CL has been peach. The Europa League,
Ass.
that's a peach.
Yeah, that's
usually
represents-
represents.
that's universal.
Yeah, you're old, man. How do you not
Yeah.
know? This is-
Oh, so you cool guys, bro. That's
when
a
was the
freaking
last
peach.
time you text a girl, HH?
That's-
This is
okay.
concerning.
He likes
The
mine.
Europa League is superior. That's rallying call from my beloved Baldy. Old Trafford is going to be rocking. No, I can't wait for tomorrow's game.
Okay, but
I can't
hold
wait for
on,
tomorrow's game.
Havoc. Is it wrong
Bro,
to say this? Arsenal and Barca are both leading their leagues, and they're in Europa League. And where is Union? If Union wins, they will overtake.
Oh no, that's not happening, bro. That's not happening. Hamza, as an honest CR38 fan, I have to say the Saudi Pro League is number. Actually, wait, where is Al Nassr? Are they still first?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Al Nassr.
Okay. LC, fix your Indian league before waffling. Hashtag
So we
jealous.
don't have a league.
Okay, first of all, if
I
this guy,
refuse to
hold on, hold on. If this guy is Peruvian, he should be the last person to talk to. I on my life, Indian league is probably more sustainable as a league.
Ricardo,
than
no,
Peru is,
no,
bro.
no, it's not. No,
Per-
it's
Isn't,
no, no,
isn't,
no,
it,
no,
isn't, isn't
bro,
it the Indian Super League? Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah,
First of all, the
Indian
Peruvian
Super
Wait,
league
wait,
is
hold on.
so
Do
bad.
Peru have a league? Do Peru actually have a league?
They have a league, but every time I watch that league with my old uncles, bro, these guys can't even string 3 passes together. Like these guys are terrorists. Like these guys are so bad.
I'm not gonna lie. The
they're
MLS
getting-
is clear
bro,
that league.
Look,
They're-
man,
they're
shout out to
actually
Norberto
pretty
Solano, man. Shout out to Norberto Solano. Shout out to Norberto Solano. Oh, but do you remember Solano?
Of course, my cousin, my brother-in-law knows him.
Oh wow, yeah. Oh, no. I think he played for Newcastle, isn't he?
Yeah, he was pinging balls to Alan Shearer, man.
Yeah. No, Norberto Solano. I remember that guy, man. So okay, so let's tell you before we go, Ziman. League discussion here and so forth. What is the best league? What parameters do you use? Where you at after EPL did not win a single game in this Europe thing?
I think this whole like what league is better just comes down to preferences more so than anything. I think everyone has their own requirements for what's required to be a top league. What's the best league objectively? There is no objective way of looking at it if you're really deeping it.
Yeah.
Like I know HH you use sample size, and I know other people use the term entertainment, which I don't understand how you could apply that to the EPL when literally Man City's running away with it every single year. I mean, you could say that there's other competitors, but they're not winning on a consistent rate, so there is no real competition. If you're just looking if you're solely looking based on points, I see the argument, but I don't see it from that standpoint. So there is a thing of it does require a lot of it does require more than 1 to 2 seasons to really look at every single league and really digest which one is better based on your own criteria. But my thing is, I don't buy this whole thing of like EPL is what it is because of money. La Liga is what it is because it doesn't have money or that type of stuff. I think that when it comes to certain leagues, I feel like with England, it's about advertisement. They're willing to do anything for the brand. They're willing to do anything for the brand and to make it as competitive as possible. Or make it seem like it's competitive as possible because of the ownerships coming in. With La Liga, I feel like it's more tradition. There's a lot of clubs that have tradition, even Real Madrid, Barcelona. You look at Athletic Club, like all these guys have tradition in the sense of the way they recruit, the way they have a certain amount of relationships with their regional the region that they're representing, the community that they're representing. So it would never be as competitive. The only team that's ever done that is like Valencia, and then you see Valencia with their horrible owner that doesn't really care. The Valencia side that's about to get relegated. So having foreign owners does not necessarily equal success. Of course, you have to have the best owners, but again, it's about how attractive is your platform. And then as everyone has pointed out, being an English league, does help a lot to a certain extent. So I just feel like this whole criteria of which one is better, and you basing it based on one game offs, and then deciding that this league is better, that league is better just because of one Champions League campaign or one Europa League campaign. I don't think that's the best way of looking at it. I think you do have to collect sample sizes, but at the same time, it's all preferences. Like this whole what is the best league, we won't know because everyone's going to make their own criteria and their own arguments. And as soon as, the arguments swift and change, I like how the arguments, like as soon as it changes to a different side.
Yeah, no, everyone was shifted that way.
Everyone was shift because let's look at it this way, right? When EPL are dominating the Champions League in terms of consistent winners, different variety of winners, that argument wasn't made by EPL fans when La Liga was conquering Europe. So it's just like I like how people just shift their preferences and shift the goalposts. But at the end of the day, it's all down to preference. If I'm being honest.
So yes,
quickly, here's the thing. Here's advice. If you want La Liga to be the best league in the world, do what the Premier League do. Have awful, terrible referees. Because the reason
we
why
already do that.
No, the reason why I say that is because
We already have
there's a
four.
reason
We
why
already have
the
that.
referee, there's a reason why the referees are horrendous in the EPL because it's entertaining. We need something to talk about. Sometimes the games are too predictable, so they have
Wait, hold
to
on.
throw something.
So before we focus on last topic, I mean, but just very briefly, Patrick, Haaland, why can't they get the ball to this dude, and why aren't they playing towards Haaland? Why are they not playing the ball forward? Because Patrick, I don't know what the hell I just watched in that first half.
In
As we say in
Africa,
Africa.
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
knew it. I was there.
As we
So, yes,
say in
in
Africa.
Africa.
Africa cannot help you with this one, my brother.
look. In Africa, we say teeth do not show poverty. Teeth do not show poverty. So somebody can be poor, but their teeth could be white as hell. Somebody can be good from the outside. They can be a tiki-taka football team, but it doesn't mean that this team will automatically just insert a striker and become perfect. The funny thing about the world is this. Everybody, including everybody on this panel, because you guys have been watching you for years, the media, everybody, told us that all we need to do is insert somebody in this team. I think that's a mistake. I think this season we're going to be shouting at the screen saying, why the hell are you not passing it to Haaland? And then in other games, our players somehow, something switches, they'll pass the ball straight to Haaland. Haaland, I think, told Gundogan, like, F you, because he went to and was like, what the hell?
Because remember, like, Gundogan, it was a clear through ball and so far, and Gundogan just ignored it.
I don't know. And the thing is, I was doing a stream on my channel with a few guys, and I told City fans, I was like, F your control. I'm tired of this. And do you know who we have to blame for this, HH? 4 things I want to blame Madrid. Madrid fans, if you're watching this, I blame you for a lot of things you've done to people in this year. First of all, you retired Mendy, one of the best keepers in the Prem that was looking great, my African brother. You ruined his career. Number 2, Donnarumma from PSG is no longer the same keeper anymore.
Paul was making his points here. Paul was making his points yesterday. Yeah.
Ederson used to have moments, but at least he used to be good, and he used to be good in the air, very strong, very consistent. Now Ederson is doubting himself. Madrid. I don't know who another Madrid victim is, but there's a lot of victims because of Real Madrid. Now Madrid has also taken over Pep's mind, because I think the PTSD from losing that game, now he's obsessed with control. This guy has come out in the press. I have been saying this to many City fans. This control will get us nowhere, because what's happening in this control is when teams start finding subbing and getting more energy, our control is not helping us. We're conceding on the first shot. Now he comes to the media today. This is Pep Guardiola. He says, we don't have fast players. Jesus Christ, you just got rid of my Nigerian brother Edozie, who was a fast winger who looked like Sane. You got rid of Sane, you got rid of Raheem, you've got rid of every fast winger. Jadon Braff, you sent him to Dortmund. Every fast winger. I'm not going to mention the color of these wingers because some people will start agendas, but most of the fast wingers were sent to Dortmund somewhere with...
No. I mean, you won't mention it, but I'll say it. Continue.
I didn't want to start that agenda. So he's come to the media today and told us that he doesn't have fast players. You've got Julian Alvarez on the bench, who's one of the best with pressing and running around. Why hasn't this man? I'm not hating. Yes, the draw is fine. Leipzig, I thought were going to cook us. I predicted Leipzig to cook us, even though on my channel I was being confident. Deep down in my heart, I was telling people off camera that the Leipzig team might cook us with this team. But he says, I want control. So it looks like this is what he wants in the UCL, but I don't think it's going to work, because when teams attack us, you're not benching. Because today, I was screaming at the TV again. I was like, sub, the same thing as Nottingham Forest, because I saw the goal coming. So can I ask something? If me, Patrick, from Malawi, Africa, Malawi, which I love, warm heart of Africa, I can be able to see that the goal is coming. The guy who's getting 20 grand a year, how come he's sitting there, and 20 million a year, how come he's sitting there and not doing anything? Why can Pep not sit there and say, oh, there's something wrong here? I don't know. I think this is Madrid. I think Madrid ruined him because he was too open in the Madrid game. He thinks he has to be close. Now, talking about the Haaland thing, Haaland is not the issue in the City team. We told people, it's either De Bruyne is there or the other people are just useless. They don't want to pass the ball. I'm telling you, HH, we could have feasted on these guys today. You saw the runs by Haaland, and he was shouting at Gundo, Bernardo Silva, Rodri, why are you not passing the ball? Now, let me talk about Jack. Jack Grealish is a baller. You can tell that he's a baller. But according to Jack, he says he's doing what the managers told him. I think the manager has told Jack to keep the ball. He says, you're good at keeping the ball, keep the ball. Because Jack also, he saw Haaland going through, he held the ball, pass it back. I was like, you useless.
Yeah, no. It must be instructions. It has to be instructions. Because I'm sure these players know how to pass forward.
I think it's Madrid. I blame Madrid. Madrid has ruined Pep. I think he's scared. And you know what I'm going to say? I just wanted to say this because I have to go anyway because I have to drop my daughter to school tomorrow. I wanted to say this though. As bad as Man City have drawn yesterday, I don't like Liverpool. Ricardo, for the first time in my life, I screamed like I don't know, Ricardo, you're young maybe, but have you watched Rocky, the movie Rocky, where the man says, throw the goddamn towel? Yesterday, when Madrid was feasting on Liverpool, I was screaming, back the bus, back the bus.
No, that's Rocky 2. I think it's Rocky 2.
Yeah. Somebody said, what are you doing, Patrick? I was like, back the bus, man. I felt bad. The way Madrid has feasted on Premier League teams, I'm sorry, guys. This is because of Madrid. Liverpool's down for Madrid, by the way. Alisson is making mistakes. Keeper number 4, Madrid. Benzema, Vini Tax. These teams, Chelsea, where are you now? You're 10th, Madrid.
Well,
do you know what we should do? It's about time this Madrid team is taken out of the UCL, given a rest. They mustn't be in the UCL anymore. I'm sorry, guys. The Premier doesn't look great. So far for the Premier doesn't look great. I think we're looking sus. We're looking suspect right now.
All right, let's look at this job then our last topic, man. Albert Cardenas. I'm more Peruvian than Zeman and Ricardo. Wow.
Wow,
I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. How many Peruvians exist in this world right now? I swear, this is like
I'm
the fifth Peruvian.
I'm one of them apparently. So.
And also, Zeman is not some Peruvian, by the way.
I am, bro.
Is a top 10 striker of all time. Also, what do you think of the new Peru kits? River Plate's looking at. Oh, wait, does the Peru kit look like River Plate or something?
It always looked like River Plate. It's just white with the red stripe. And Pizarro is definitely not a top 10 striker of all time.
Sorry, is that top 10 Peruvian striker or just top 10 striker? Hopefully that can be just all time.
No, it says top 10 striker of all time.
Albert, relax. No, but seriously, are there a lot of Peruvians that I don't know? I swear there's so many Peruvians that are just on this channel everywhere. You guys are expanding.
There's 2 in the panel apparently.
Maybe it's Ricardo Tax. They're coming to see the homeboy, the boy.
Yeah. The homeboy. That's what their homeboy, man. Okay, guys. Last thing about it here, guys. So, guys, I'm scared. I put out a vid. And I think Patrick has even been alluding to it. I want to confess to Juliet, who's not spoken yet. Juliet, are Real Madrid going to win this UCL again this year?
Bro, first of all, hello guys. This is my debut.
How you doing?
Bro, it looks like it. I watched your video and I was contemplating. Thanks to what Patrick said last night about the fisting in Liverpool, but my goodness, their mentality is second to none. Apparently, I've heard even in the dressing room, Ancelotti in halftime didn't even say anything to them. Benzema was the one who was giving the motivation.
No. Apparently, he walked in and just said, "You know what to do," and walked out. And then Benzema started speaking.
Benzema gave the motivational speech, and he said, "We're going to win this game, and we're going to score goals." And everybody came out and they did it. And it's easy.
But this is the Champions League. It is the elites of the elites. It's the best of the best. It's supposed to be the most difficult trophy to win, because you're dealing with the best teams that have the most money, and it's the elites against the elites. So how are these guys always able to find a way of beating the best that have been fully bankrolled?
You know what the difference is, HH, and I give the credit to Real Madrid's recruitment. They always recruit mentality monsters. Like, the money cannot save the EPL. We have all these players, we buy all this so-called upcoming talents and so on. But the mentality of Real Madrid is second to none. I remember you guys were having an argument, I think it was last week, about how Barcelona is just, bullying the league and Xavi is supposed to win the league and so on.
Yeah.
But in games that matters, like I know they have the Europa League tomorrow, but in games like that matters, like the UCL, to just let the coach sit down and the players deal with their own mental blocks within 15 minutes and change the game like that. I don't think you can buy that, no matter how much money
Can I
we
ask a
have.
question though before I forget? Sorry, Ismail. Can I ask a question, HH, and the guys in the panel, the guy talking?
Yes.
Do you think, because you've noticed this, right? Madrid have always got like Zidane was famous for saying he's a manager. He would go in the dressing room and tell the guys to sort it out themselves.
Yeah.
And then you see Ancelotti comes in at Madrid again, and he's looking. So Zidane won 3, right? 3 in a row for doing that. Then comes Ancelotti, who wasn't doing well, like Everton tax. I don't know what he was doing. I think he just wanted some money. He was broke or something. Maybe wanted to pay some debts. But he goes to Madrid, and he's sort of a guy who says, apparently, according to the Rudiger and other people, he says he's like part of the boys, but there's a bit of respect, but he will give you space. There's no control. Do you think that's the thing about Madrid, where they've got certain managers with a certain spirit where they'll let the players to take ownership of the badge, say, this is the heavy badge, do whatever.
Perfect.
Yeah.
100, like for me, before when Real Madrid won the UCL in 2016, the manager before was Rafa Benitez. Zidane, it was the same exact players. And I think for Rafa Benitez, who is still an quality manager, we saw what he did with Valencia. We saw what he did with Liverpool in 05. Quality manager, but he was just the wrong fit for Real Madrid. Because I think and remember, who built this team? Who built this team was Mourinho. And Mourinho's management was always about character and mentality. You have to have a particular character and mentality, because he was all about your mentality, your psychology. So I feel that for Rafa Benitez, it's much about tactics, coaching, telling guys what to do, and so forth. But I think with Zidane and with Ancelotti, they're more guys about like because they're old school. So they're about, no, look, I'll tell you A, B, C, do. I don't need to micromanage you. The worst manager for Real Madrid would be Pep. It'd be the worst, because they would not take well to the micromanaging.
Yeah, I think that would be the issue. That's what I'm starting to see. I think to be honest with you, and I'm gonna say this, and I said this on a stream earlier on. I look at the Man City team, guys, and yes, you're right to banter Man City. You're right. I think that Man City team. I'm not saying Pep out or that Pep is not the guy. I think that Man City team, with somebody who just tells them, guys, sort it out, I think they'll sort shit out themselves. Because I think sometimes the control you can see from the player, they're scared.
We don't know whether they have the character, though. That's my thing. Because I'm not sure. Because see, for me, Modric, I cannot put De Bruyne's mentality to the level of Modric's mentality, Benzema's mentality. I just don't know whether they have it. Maybe
do you think that's scared to get dropped?
I
think that's scared to get dropped. I think that's scared to get dropped.
Casey,
they're not even half as good as them. De Bruyne, are you comparing De Bruyne to Modric?
Yeah, that's
relax.
Patrick.
No. You know
what? We're not comparing De Bruyne to Modric.
I've been saying this for so long. These City players are actually complete frauds, and you know how we can say that. I will tell you how we can say that.
Okay, what team do you support, by the way? What team do you support?
He's a bastard.
That gave you a manager.
No, shut up, you.
No. If you watch them,
in Europa, no.
Casey, that's a low blow.
You haven't won a single Europa Trophy.
Yeah, it's low blow. You cannot say these players are bad.
Okay, but let me say.
Okay,
hold on. I shouldn't say they're bad. I should say they're overrated.
Casey, just say with your chest, man.
So here's the issue. We can actually prove it. How well do they play with the international teams? You have seen Dias with Portugal. You have seen Silva with Portugal. You have seen Cancelo with Portugal. They are all crap for them.
Uncomfortable conversations, man.
Patrick, don't forget that Kevin De Bruyne quit on Belgium.
Foden rightly doesn't even deserve to start for England.
This is quite funny though, because you're telling me this, but I think the issue with this team is talented. I think there's just too much micromanaging. They're scared to be dropped.
But hold on. Hold on. So, Ricardo, do Real Madrid have a real opportunity to win the UCL this year when you look at the field? Because I was like, nah, there's no chance. But I looked at what they did to Liverpool in the second half, and I'm looking at Man City. Maybe they'll get better. I'm looking at Bayern. I'm looking at PSG. I'm looking at other guys. If you're telling me that Napoli are the biggest threat, then I'm scared, Ricardo, that's what Real could do.
Yeah, if saying Real Madrid could go back to back isn't even a crazy take. I think it's actually a realistic, like possible, like it's a possibility, and I could see it actually happening. I don't think them being the breaks off Liverpool is actually the best measure because Liverpool have been far more inconsistent as
Yeah,
a
they're
team than
rubbish,
Real
yeah,
Well,
Madrid.
they're
Ricardo, it was at Anfield, though. That's
Yeah,
Anfield.
man, I know. Stop with the that Anfield shit does not exist, man. Like,
Ricardo, 5 goals?
no,
Come
but-
on,
but
man.
if
Ricardo,
you're
5 goals without reply?
Double H.
bro, no,
Wait,
hold on,
Ricardo,
hold
you
on,
said
hold
that
on,
Wait,
hold
wait,
on.
Double
hold
H.
on. No.
Honestly,
Ricardo,
that's the most overrated field out there,
Ricardo,
bro.
It's so
Anfield is so
overrated.
overrated,
no.
man.
Double H.
Ricardo, hold up.
Corner taking.
Ricardo, I'll be with you if 3-2, okay. Ricardo, 5-2 is ridiculous.
AJ,
Come
there
on.
wasn't there a period just like 2 years ago where like Liverpool lost at Anfield like 5 games in a row in the Premier League?
Yeah, they lost
Like,
4-0 to City.
No,
They lost
that
4-0
was
to
the
City.
COVID year. It was the
Yeah,
COVID
Ricardo,
year.
I also
it doesn't
remember
matter. It's still
point
Anfield.
taken,
Like
bro.
people act like Anfield has this aura. Like maybe on some nights, sure, like the one against Barcelona, but we can't make it seem like nobody's saying it's like it's the Bernabeu or if it was like back in the day at the Camp Nou or even back in the day at Old Trafford. It's not one of
do him like that, Ricardo. Don't do him like that.
no, but I'm
It's
being
not,
honest.
bro.
It's really not like even like every time Real Madrid have walked in there, they've beaten them handily.
Even Atletico Madrid walked in there
Atletico
and
beat them.
dunked on them.
Atletico
Atletico beat them too, but with Real Madrid repeating, let's say they're not the best measures to take right now. If we're talking about like Liverpool, maybe like 2 years ago, or maybe even last year, okay, that's a different story. But this Liverpool is a shell of themselves, to be honest. But compare like with everybody else, like yeah, they do have a realistic chance. I think Napoli are by far the most informed team. Is it sustainable for the rest of the season? I don't know. And Real Madrid themselves have been quite inconsistent in terms of their form because they weren't in good form. Now they started picking up a little bit of steam. And we thought once they went 2-0 down, we're like, oh, well, Real Madrid is back at being inconsistent again. And then they scored 5 more. So with this Real Madrid team, they're so unpredictable. You don't know what you're going to get. They could hit the peak at the right moment, which is now until the end of the season, or they can have one game that just ultimately costs them the entire season or the Champions League campaign. But if you're looking across the field, there other competition. You have Man City, who I personally felt haven't even hit their full stride yet with the team they have, because typically Man City, there's always a point in the season where they just kick off and go. Is that to come? I don't know. We'll have to see. There's no evidence to show that.
It's not coming this year. It's not coming this year.
I'm just saying we don't know. But then there's the PSG and then Bayern Munich. One of those teams are obviously going to knock out each other. Bayern Munich, who knows if they can stay healthy? Probably not. And then PSG, I said the only way PSG win is if Mbappe and Messi just go nuts, because sometimes your best defense is your best offense. And if there's any two players that pretty much can just outscore you, even Mbappe himself could do it. But even then, like there's the top teams, the big names, the UCL club, they're the ones that contend. Like they haven't been the best they have been. So yes, can Real Madrid repeat? They definitely can. Can Napoli by some miracle win? Probably. I mean, Maradona was sacrificed. At this point, nobody knows.
Yeah, bro.
Ricardo,
No, hold up. I'll tell you this right now. If Napoli win the Serie and the UCL, we have to go to we have to talk about Maradona.
This is Alzheimer's. This is Alzheimer's.
Yeah, no, because this is now creepy. Now
How's
this
that-
is
how's
now
that-
if that
Alzheimer for Maradona?
if
his legacy been
Maradona
destroyed?
no, if he dies by the ultimate great sacrifice, Copa America, World Cup,
World
Serie
Cup.
A, and
Yeah.
Champions League, he's the greatest of all time. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's-
he's really
He's
good.
Doesn't it like impact his legacy?
Hold on.
That's
Let me
gonna
go
take
to
it back to-
Yasir, then Ziman, then SK. Yasir, talk to me, man. Real Madrid, do they do it, man?
Real Madrid.
Yasir, it's Real. It's Real. Okay, you're
Real,
not.
Real.
Okay, this one's ESPN FC, bro. Come on, relax.
Listen. You know, I've said this for my dad told me, like, when it comes down to football, forget about technical ability and tactical understanding of the game, all that stuff. The most important aspect of the game is mental. The mental aspect of the game is very hard to explain. It's very, very hard to explain, but it is. And, it's weird. Like, there's certain teams, for whatever reason, they have a mental, they have that mentality. Back, you had Sir Alex Ferguson with United in the EPL. where it seemed like United will win the Premier League every single year at a point. Like they were just always winning it. They had that mentality. And then now you have Real Madrid with the mentality of it doesn't matter what happens. Come the champions. Once they hear that, it's like they just flip something in their head. It's like, and this is not even something. What's funny? People say, "Oh, Real Madrid has not been good this year," all that stuff. We heard this story before. We have heard this. How many times have we heard the story where Real Madrid doesn't have a good first half of the season? Come February, they switch on and they end up winning the Champions League. Let's be honest. The year the Rafa Benitez year, they sacked Rafa Benitez. They hired Zidane in midway. I believe it was like around January time, and they won the Champions League. So it's like this is something they do. Like this is something they do. And then
but they're old, man. They're old. Last year was the last one.
No, but
last year was the last dance.
You know what the thing is.
They can't do this again.
You know what's scary, HH? Sorry, Yasser, 1 second.
Yeah.
You know what's scary, HH? Modric was in second gear yesterday. And the guy's 37.
He's 37. With all due respect and so forth, he's 37.
He was in second. Yeah, but he was in second gear.
You're right about that.
Went to the deep end. This guy's went to the deep end.
And he didn't do anything at all. That's incredible.
We're not allowing a 37-year-old central midfielder to lead his team to the
But here's the
That's
thing,
not happening, bro.
here's the thing. I think Real Madrid mastered, especially in the Champions League, how to play the game and change the tempo of the game. Like they play it, because what ended up yesterday happened was Liverpool had a game plan. They went gung ho for like the start of the game. They went all out. They started pressing. What ended up happening was
like Man City last year. We also did that.
So what ended up happening was with Real Madrid, they have a unique ability of they can maintain and change their own tempo of the game in the game. So okay, we're down 2-0. Don't matter. Let's start getting the hold of the ball. Let's slow it down. Boom. Benzema to Vinny, bottom corner. That's 2-1. Vinny, go hustle down Alisson. Alisson freaks out, hits 2-2. And at that moment, they said, yeah, we're 2-2. It is what it is. I mean, and it's like when I feel like Real Madrid understand that no matter what team they play, they like there's a sense of fear.
Yes, are they winning it this year?
People fear them.
Yes, are they winning it this year?
No, it's weird. Teams fear them. It doesn't matter.
Yes, I don't fear them. How about that?
No, every team fears Real Madrid.
Wait, hold on.
It's crazy.
SK, are Real Madrid saying what's up this year? SK.
Before I get to that, I just want to say one thing because since I missed the stream yesterday.
Okay. Go for it.
If I was the English FA, I would ban Liverpool from the Champions League for the next 5 years. I would be like, you guys are not allowed. You guys are not allowed.
Thank you. You
guys are not allowed to.
You don't need to be that extreme.
No, one for each goal that they conceded after they were up 2-0. 1 year.
It was a bad night at the office. It was a bad night at the office.
I'm sorry. I don't think any English team can really chat to Liverpool when it comes about Champions League.
Yeah, because they have more than all of you.
Yeah,
guys.
but can I say something?
It's about what have you done for me lately, bro? Like how many Champions League Liverpool won the last?
SK, that's what's embarrassing. The biggest winner of Champions League titles, which is Liverpool, was undressed at their own home ground. I'm telling you, I don't like Liverpool. I felt bad, HH. I said,
no.
In the towel.
Do you know why you're going to extreme? SK, the issue is Liverpool's issue is Real Madrid. As long as they avoid Real Madrid, it's all good. They just need to avoid their big bros.
So is there an asterisk to the one they won because they played Tottenham Hotspur?
I'll speak.
No. Come to you. SK, are Real Madrid going to win this? Going to win this still this year?
Real Madrid are really funny because for as good as we talk about Ancelotti and all that, their play really just comes out to their good individual players. So, like pretty much as if their players are on their P's and Q's for the entire tournament, then I don't see any reason why they can't go back to back. I mean, if they do some weird shit where they start losing, like they lost to somehow they couldn't beat Cadiz last week, it's something. If they pull up a performance like that, then I think they'll get punished in the Champions League. But as long as they can stay consistent, let me put it this way: if they stay on their peak performances in the Champions League, then I think they win. And if they have any off days, then I think they'll get found out. That's
Zeman, talk to me. Real Madrid.
Let's have this discussion. All right. I remember a while ago I brought up a discussion. I said Klopp isn't that different from Diego Simeone. I said no. You guys weren't willing to hear me out. Can I finish my statement? Can I finish my statement?
Let him finish.
In the sense that Diego Simeone's kryptonite was literally Real Madrid. The only difference is he didn't have a chance to face Spurs. But he at least won back-to-back. You know, at least he won league titles against Real Madrid and Barcelona. But again, I keep asking this, right? This is where it becomes a Liverpool thing. You know, I feel sorry for the clubs, for the fans that actually hold their manager accountable, that aren't a hostage to he brought us back to the top. Because this is my problem. That's a big club acting like having a small club mentality. He brought us back to our glory. You've been winning league titles. You have the highest count in league titles. You have the highest count in Champions League.
They don't have the highest count. Get your facts straight.
One of the highest. Okay, yeah. Relax. They also have more UCLs than Man United. But my point is
before the civil rights movement, bro.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yes, yeah. Mute your mic.
Bro, like does that count, bro? As a black man, does that really?
Okay, how do I meet this dude, man? Zeman,
Drop the break after that comment.
Yeah,
Not on Black History Month. Come on, yes.
No. But my thing is like just the way they're reacting to this. Like, Klopp should be criticized for this performance more so than anyone else. He's the one that said he didn't need a midfielder. He constantly made that clear. When you knew throughout this season, we've seen a team that doesn't have a midfield. It was easy to get past them. You know that Modric, he hasn't been performing up to standard this season. This isn't like, you know, this isn't one of his best seasons.
He's 37.
Cruz has been outperforming him, but yet he made it easy for that midfield was too easy for them. Mallorca have a better midfield than this. They can at least come.
You're missing out that Salah still is trying to settle some scores, though.
That's the key. Goodness gracious.
Again, this is a Liverpool problem. You can't say it was Real Madrid that destroyed Liverpool. Liverpool has been having this problem throughout all season long, and I just feel like for them it's a thing of they have to rebuild, but at the same time, how good is Klopp really? Questions have to be asked.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you know what this is like.
And the truth is, if you're looking at this Real Madrid side, for everyone saying like, oh, we don't know how good they are, they only face Liverpool, they don't have to be great. That's the thing. This Real Madrid side doesn't have to be. They don't have to be great in order to win the UCL. Because I look at every single one of their competitors. It's Man City. These guys, push comes to shove, you can easily get over them because they don't have the mentality. PSG, who do they really have? PSG don't have a midfield or a defense. They're only competitors in Napoli.
PSG, no mentality.
Yeah, no mentality as well.
What about Dortmund?
Hold up, let him cook. Keep cooking, man.
None of them. No. I'm just telling you, they don't have to be at their best in order to win it. Like this whole idea that they don't have to be at their best. This Champions League. I'll be real with you. This Champions League run is about to be easier for them than it was last season.
Oh, stop it!
No, I'm looking at their competitors.
Zima,
really deep.
Okay. Do you know what's basically Zima? I want to say something, but if I say it, I'll jinx it up. There's something I want to say.
Nobody's stopping.
There's something I wouldn't say. All I say that's you can figure out what I want to say.
No, say it with your bald head.
No, and figure out if I say what I want to say, you know what I want to say, and you know that I mean.
You know what? HH, the team with mentality. Unfortunately, the team with the mentality in the EPL is in Europa. That's United. So. There's no mentality from any other team. Let me be honest with you. I gave the trophy to Madrid yesterday. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter if it's
for goodness sake, man.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
You guys are such.
I don't see what
I can't wait until we're back here and I'm like, oh, guess who knocked us Real Madrid?
Chelsea
HH,
Football Club.
HH, you don't go to Anfield no matter how bad
Rebecca
Liverpool
isn't
is.
doing anything
And,
against Chelsea.
yeah, like you don't go to Anfield and dunk on them 5-2 and make it look easy. I'm telling you, yesterday I think Madrid felt sorry for Liverpool.
Patrick,
I think if they went on, it was gonna be 7. If they went on, it was gonna be 7.
It was literally a gender reveal. That's what it was. It was a gender reveal party. like deep it, bro. It was a gender reveal party.
Yeah, no, he is true, and it came out trans. So,
yeah.
Okay.
That's a brick job.
That's a yellow. That's a yellow.
That's a yellow, man.
HH, you know what's crazy? The last time Liverpool beat these dudes, Obama just became president.
2009. It was 2009.
I was in elementary school. And I still believed in Santa.
SK, you're telling me the country?
Hold on. So SK, so you're saying the last time that Liverpool beat Real Madrid, you were still in elementary school?
Bro, yes, the last time Liverpool beat Real. the last because honestly, HH 5 times is crazy. Like, how do you lose to the same team 5 times?
You know what they are like, though.
Wait, SK. To be fair, the last time United's gonna beat Barcelona actually 2 was in elementary school. So.
Bro, I was in kindergarten.
That was a good moment.
Man, United, man, do us a favor again.
Hold up. Benzema Door says only injuries will. Oh, guys, you're so cringe. You are.
It's not
so
cringe. It's the truth, HH. You have
The
to
writing's on the wall, HH.
HH, can I tell you one thing before I go?
What?
Guys, also in the panel, I want you to go watch this. When City were ripping Madrid apart at the Etihad, and I was here breakdancing and saying, yes, we're going to finish these frauds. We're going to finish these frauds. Do you know what I see? And I have seen Benzema doing all the games. Benzema has got something. I want you to watch. Every time when the team scores, he laughs. He's like, "Oh, is this what you want?"
Patrick,
He laughed.
so
Look. After we scored,
and people think that I twerk for Real Madrid, guys. I am. This panel disgusts me. I am disgusted.
Who do you see defeating them?
This is the first.
Name
This is
names.
the first night I have been disappointed in this panel.
Who's gonna defeat them?
Twerking I have seen for Real Madrid here makes me feel
Okay,
Who's gonna beat them? Who's gonna beat them?
I
This is the
don't
funny
see it in
thing.
my mouth.
This
I
is the
don't
funny
see it
thing.
in my mouth.
No, I genuinely
None of us
think-
support them.
I-
None of
I
us
think-
support
I
them.
think Potter's gonna turn it around, and he might have something to say. That's what I genuinely feel on the inside.
Okay. Mike, why are you going on loan to Napoli?
Only on this channel, because you are the most shameless YouTuber I know, HH.
That's crazy.
I have given my papers to RDS, aka Shapeshifter Studio, and possibly looking into loans only on this channel. It's
Mike.
only possible on this channel. Yes?
Mike, you don't believe that Liverpool can turn it around in the Bernabeu?
I'll believe that when I see actual aircrafts in the sky.
Wait. Mike,
I'm talking
can I
about
ask you?
aliens.
Can I ask you a question, Mike? Is it true that after Madrid crucified you yesterday, you gave them the keys to the stadium, so they have the keys to the stadium?
They have the keys. They have everything. They have all the access to everything. The VIP, the hot dogs in the stadium.
Okay, Mike.
Salah's Christmas tree as well.
Bring some objectivity here because Zeman has
relax.
because Zeman's needs have been solved by bending down and sucking off Real Madrid and so forth. Mike.
You can do what you want in your free time. I don't move like that, HH.
Michael.
Massive pause.
Are Real Madrid going to win this UCL really?
HH, that's a yellow for yourself.
Yeah,
that's a yellow for yourself. That's a VAR. That's a yellow for yourself.
First ref to get a yellow, bro.
Okay, yellow to me, man.
Yellow, that's a red, man. That should be VAR.
Mike, are Real Madrid going to definitely win it?
No, they're not going to definitely win it. For me, they're not the favorites at the moment.
Oh!
Is it Napoli?
It is Napoli.
Okay, no, Mike, here's the thing, though. Now, Mike, this is my theory.
And this is not because I have possible Naples studio possibly coming.
Okay, tell me what you think.
Don't jinx
I
them.
think over 2 legs, if the second leg is the Maradona Stadium, Napoli have a good chance. But Mike, in a one-off game, Napoli can't beat Real Madrid in a one-off.
Okay, yeah. If it's in the final, it's all day Real Madrid. I am never, never going to bet against Real Madrid in a Champions League final or any final. But if it's a 2-legged affair, do not be shocked if Napoli win it. That's all I'm going to say. Look at the way these guys are playing. Look, everybody can say, oh, Serie A, it's a bum-ass league, all this sort of stuff. Serie A could possibly have 3 teams in the Champions League quarterfinals. Did the Premier League pick up a win, actually, in this Champions League?
No.
Oh no, they didn't. Supposedly the best league in the world. All these Prem merchants like you, HH. You have all these reactions to Premier League games.
Let them cook.
And then,
Let them cook.
And then all of a sudden they can't even pick up a win in the Champions League
After spending $1 billion.
After spending the
Ricardo,
GDP,
shut up, man.
after spending the GDP of Finland,
Hey,
Norway,
Mike,
and
are you
Sweden
saying that
combined.
HH jinxed the Premier League?
Oh no, he get.
Hold on,
he is.
wait, Ricardo. Mike doesn't need a hype man.
Yeah,
Quiet,
he
man.
does. He does. Mike's cooking right now, bro.
Mike,
No, but Mike, here's my thing, Mike.
Together.
The thing though is, why I'm worried about Napoli is, I remember when they faced Liverpool at Anfield, I thought, oh, bro.
No,
And
HH.
Liverpool handled them very well.
Bro, they were through in that
my
game.
issue
It
is,
was over. They were won the group already.
cool. But my issue is this: Napoli have never faced a team like Real Madrid in the UCL.
I
with what they
agree
were-
with-
so, look, basically, put it this way, okay, Mike. Here's my thing. I would love for that game to happen, probably in a semi-final over 2 legs, because I think
Thank
that
you.
would be a great game.
No, but
Yes.
That'd be a
remember,
great.
do
It
you
would
know
be
who-
because generally speaking, for me, it's on one hand you have UCL heritage, and on the other hand you have the best duo in football right now, and the team who are playing the best football.
And Maradona attacks.
Okay.
And
Listen,
Maradona
let's-
attacks.
You got your spirit of
Let me
Maradona,
keep
though.
cooking
No,
before
you know-
it gets
you know- you know-
undercooked.
you know-
Everything.
Okay,
No,
Mike,
wait, hold on. It's
continue,
getting
Mike,
cold.
Mike,
It's getting
Mike.
cold.
It's getting cold. It's getting cold.
Shush.
It's getting cold like my empanadas tonight. So, Napoli, if they face Patrick's team right now, Man City, I'm picking Napoli. I'm sorry, Patrick. Your team just does not look good at the moment.
Why did you have to do that?
No.
Move
I'm
away
just,
from
no,
me.
no,
It's
no.
the
I'm
PSG.
I'm just giving examples of top teams in the Champions League. If they face Man City, Napoli are winning.
This man
If,
is
Nap-
cooking.
if Napoli
going.
face Bayern Munich, I'm picking Napoli. Now, if Napoli face Real Madrid, to me it's 50-50, and I would lean more towards Real Madrid because of the experience, the manager, and the heritage. That's why I would fancy Real
Mike,
Madrid.
when Dortmund beats Chelsea, would
Oh,
Chelsea
wow, look at this guy. You
Napoli?
actually have to jinx now for your club against
No, I'm just
Borussia
saying,
Dortmund.
Mike,
can I ask you a question?
just listen to the question. When Dortmund beats Chelsea, would Chelsea lose to Napoli?
Oh,
Mike,
100%.
they would.
You would get Lara
you
Crofted.
don't have to ask
They would.
that question.
You would get Lara Crofted.
You get revived. That's what you get,
Yo,
man.
Mike, let me
Get-
ask you this question.
you
though.
You
get
get revived.
Mike.
Like,
Mike.
no. Yeah.
Mike,
No.
Mike, there's a part
no
of me
surviving that,
in the back of my mind that just a small bit, that I think that football is kind of scripted, right? Sometimes I feel like someone's playing a practical joke on us.
Okay.
So we have
Where's the-
France. Listen, God, man, for God's sake, come on, man.
Wait, hold on.
No, continue.
Hold on,
So we have France that won the 28 World Cup, right? They ended up being in the World Cup
28
final,
World
and
Cup.
who
the
they
28
played?
World Cup.
Argentina. No. Wait. They ended up playing Argentina and they lost. Right?
Another break.
Which
Another
World Cup?
break.
Yes, which World Cup?
Last season,
The
no.
28 World Cup.
So okay, so anyways, I don't know why you guys keep making me stop. Okay, this is taking a lot longer than it should. But anyways, so last season Real Madrid won the Champions League. Yep. Is there a possibility where Real Madrid goes to the Champions League and they play Napoli? Napoli that had the spirit of Maradona, and they end up losing to them in the final. Where I don't think Real Madrid has ever lost in the final.
Yes, here.
Do you think that's gonna happen?
Hold on. Yes, here. If Napoli do win the what's it called, the Champions League, should Maradona win the Ballon d'Or?
Yes.
Yes.
No. Let me just say this. Do you know what the visual representation of Napoli winning the Champions League?
No, guys. The Maradona narrative. Look, put it this way: if Napoli
fishy's going
win,
on.
if Napoli win the Serie and the UCL,
HH,
we have
okay.
to officially claim Maradona as
You know,
the
have you ever watched Dragon Ball Z? Right?
Yes, everyone knows what.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
everyone
He is
Wait,
Krillin.
let
Come
me-
on, he
let
does
me-
know.
You know when Gohan was trying to kill Cell, and then
Yeah.
Goku's spirit had to come and encourage him to unleash his blast. That's what Napoli would. That's what Napoli would do. That's what Maradona would have to do for Napoli to win.
No, bro, it's really. So, Mike, what does it say? Mike?
I was just gonna say that the Serie A is done. They're gonna win
Yes,
that
yeah,
Scudetto.
it's done, it's done.
The Scudetto's done in March. It's over, finito.
Yeah.
So all Napoli have to focus on is the Champions League. Now let's get into a scenario where HH's team Benfica, who he doesn't even know 5 players on that team, says
Gonzalo
they can make
Ramos,
the
Rafa
semifinal.
Silva, João Mario. How many more do you want?
You said 3, 2 more, please.
Otamendi.
Oh, there we go. Now, Patrick, don't help him. I was trying to test HH.
Oh no, basically got Gonzalo Ramos, Rafa Silva, João Mario. That's enough for them to win it. And also, do you know who the best player is? The guy on the sideline, Schmidt. Schmitz is going to lead them to victory. There you go.
Okay, HH. So what if we say in the quarterfinals it's Benfica versus Napoli? Who are you picking?
Well,
That'd be
Mike, you
amazing,
can't
bro.
do
Oh,
that.
Napoli.
No,
Napoli.
Mike, can I wait, hold on. Can I
easily.
land? Wait, hold on.
Snaps.
My whole point is Benfica will probably Benfica won't face Napoli until potentially final. Because Mike, do you know what the thing is? Okay, no, save this tweet. Save this tweet. Only reactionary matches.
Incoming break.
But no, by the time we got to the semi-final, Napoli won't make that semi-final. Real Madrid will not make that semi-final. Benfica will make that
God,
semi-final.
wait, no.
Save that tweet.
No,
You know,
Save it.
yeah, hold on.
Save it. Hold on.
You
If it
bum.
happens,
What makes you
if
think
it
Real Madrid
happens,
aren't
if that
making it?
happens, no, Ziman, shut your mouth. If that happens, all of you morons owe me an apology. I'm putting my neck out.
Wait, AJ. Did
If
we get?
Benfica-
Wait, hold on.
no, hold on.
Did
Ricardo,
we
shut
get?
your
Hold on.
mouth.
Did we get an
Ricardo,
apology
shut
for
your
Qatar
mouth.
making the
Ricardo,
semi?
shut your
Oh my
Can
God,
you
this
repeat that?
guy's
Can you repeat
prediction,
that,
bro.
If Benfica make the semis and neither Napoli or Real Madrid make the semis, that is the prediction of the century.
I'll give you a hair transplant
Because
for free.
unlike you guys, I'm not reactionary merchants. You guys are reactionary passion merchants.
Guys, please get back. Please get back. We have a
Simon, what do you want to say, you stupid idiot? I need to round off. Simon, what do you want to say?
I'm not gonna lie. Napoli may resurrect your hair.
Oh, Gatlock, get me a break. Gatlock, get a life, man. Gatlock, get a life. Gatlock, grow up, man. Simon, what do you want to say?
That's not. I don't understand this. Why do you not believe in? Okay, I understand Napoli. They've never done it. But what makes you believe that Real Madrid are making it through?
Thank you.
Okay,
What
can I
makes you believe
respond?
that?
Can I respond?
Yeah, go ahead.
Zeman, because for goodness sake, like, come on. Like, no. Basically, my thing is okay. Two things. My emotional self is give me a break. My football self is Mike. You with the Liverpool fans need to discuss Klopp because I've been telling you guys
do you see
about
my name?
this.
I'm not
There you
associated
go.
with that.
So
anymore.
my thing though is as good as Real Madrid were, Liverpool are horrendous and Klopp has totally lost.
Actually, I wanted to make a
you know
point
what's the
about-
funny
go ahead,
thing?
Zuma.
You know what's the funny thing? After all this, Farmer League talk, the real Farmer League is the Champions League, bro. Who knew, bro? Because let's be honest,
and
Real Madrid's
that's
been
my
dominating.
point. Champions League, that's my haven.
Oh, trash, bro.
Don't
Like,
turn this into a farmers league. Sorry, Mike. What do you want to say? That will be out of here.
I
Mike,
was just
talk
going to say that Real Madrid didn't even play that good yesterday. Actually,
They
they played well in the
Second
second
half.
half.
They didn't have to.
But they didn't
that's true.
have to because Liverpool are abysmal and atrocious and are not even a football team. They're just 11 guys. Actually, you know what? They're 11 NFL kickers. That's what Liverpool are.
Wait,
at the moment.
hold on. Sorry, Mike, real quick. So
Liverpool is
did you
just a cult.
see the ESPN FC review of the game?
Of
And
course.
did you hear what Steve Nicol was saying?
Well, I mean, what do you expect from
Is
Stevie
he
Nicol?
still alive after that game?
No, because basically Steve Nicol and Craig Boley, who are both, they
Actually,
both
Craig
said that.
Burley's decent.
Okay, but on this topic, they both said that why would you sack Klopp? Like that would be the worst thing to do. Sacking Klopp would make no
Yeah.
sense. And so
I've heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, I was like,
yeah, but then they have a point, bro.
because I say, okay, Steve Nicol, you are paid as an ESPN FC analyst. You are paid. And I asked Steve Nicol, do you know what happened in the 14-15 season at Dortmund? And do you know the comments Klopp made in April in our 14-15 season? He
What did he say?
probably wouldn't know. Because
What
when
did
you
he
look at no, Klopp said that that's 100%. Dortmund needed the right manager, and I'm just not the right manager now. He said that in April in the 14-15 season, which is where they had a horrible start and they ended up coming 7th. Because if you saw that, there are parallels to that 14-15 season, and because trust me, what I think could happen. If Liverpool don't make top 4, he's going to make a statement similar to that at the end of the season.
Here's the issue.
I dare him to.
No, but
Hey, pull up my AD. Pull up my AD.
Yeah, but if he does that,
look.
his legacy in Liverpool is going to be tarnished.
No, but
Give me a break.
I'm gonna
What
be real.
are you on about?
It will be.
That shit, but and listen,
Wait, hold up. How would it be? Okay, good. If you're, this is the weird thing, because you can look at it 2 ways. So Steve Nichol's argument was you'd be quitting when the going got tough. So at the first sight of adversity, you jumped ship. So you're sort of being a coward. So therefore, he said he would think less of Klopp. That's one way of viewing it. Another way of viewing it is, I know who I am. And I feel that based on who I am as a manager, I cannot get more out of this team. And I'm putting the club over my ego. because I know that if I go the way I'm going, knowing who I am, I can't take this team forward. So it takes actually a mature person who puts the ego to one side and say, you know what, I can't drag this team down because I know that whatever happens, people will always support me. So it's better to step aside knowing that if I remain here and I don't get the players that I need, I can't take the team forward because I just know in myself, I just don't have it within me.
But are we getting carried away though?
Yes, so what do you say?
Are we getting a bit carried away? You know, I feel like because this has happened before. The year that you guys actually won, came third. That was a horrendous season. They were absolutely like trash. They were trash.
Wait. What you mean?
The
Liverpool?
year that Liverpool finished third, they were garbage.
Wait, was that the season that Van Dijk got injured?
Yeah, that was the season Van Dijk got injured. One thing I realized about Klopp is, if Klopp has a full squad, everybody's fit, he can do magic. He could. The fact that you don't, when key players are missing, you can see the frailty of this guy. This guy is very stubborn. He won't change his philosophy. And I have a feeling that in the summer, if Liverpool can limp into the summer, somehow, some way, but the juju, whatever, Enfield juju, whatever, end up somehow in the top 4, and they get key players, especially in key positions like midfield, and Luis Diaz comes back, Jota comes back. Am I going to be shocked to see a different Liverpool, a better version of 100%?
I disagree.
Wait, hold on. Last thing, so Paul, because we have to go. So Paul, last thing, Paul, are Real Madrid going to win the UCL this year? Paul, you're trying to gentrify my competition, bro, and I don't want to allow you.
Paul, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
I think we are gonna win this. I think yes.
Don't think you know, man.
Wait,
Paul,
No,
I
should say no. I should say no because now, I'm jinxing. Whatever. I don't care. I think we're gonna win.
Okay, why are you going to win? Nina, but Modric is 37.
Well, you've seen that
you
doesn't
fluked
matter.
your way to it last year and so forth because that goal by Alonso should have stood.
Do you see that fifth
And
goal?
also as well,
He didn't look 37 with that fifth
Paul,
goal, bro. The way he
Paul,
ran.
wait, Paul. Last year was your last dance. Why did you win it again? It was the last dance.
They had one more in them.
Vince Carter, Mitch and Mike.
We have a lot more in them, especially now that the youngsters are actually starting to overperform the older ones. So the days you're talking Modric, but what about Camavinga? What about
Goodness gracious.
I mean,
That was
yeah,
amazing.
Modric goes. You have Camavinga, you have Chouameni, you have all these guys. Ceballos
Yeah,
looking.
Federico. Yeah.
But by the way, I'm gonna reivindicate myself because when I said Ceballos was when we talking about Chelsea, everyone in the chat laughed at me. Half of the panel was, ha, 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 ha. And now he has been like 6 games instead of just one where the whole Madrid team was garbage, so it doesn't really count. And the rest of games, Ceballos has been class, at least in La Liga. So, just saying.
Paul, can I ask you a question? Sorry.
Yeah, of course.
Which team are you afraid of most in the Champions League?
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Liverpool. No, not Liverpool, because I knew they were.
No shit, Sherlock. We're garbage.
That's cool. Paul, that was below the belt.
It's not like getting settle scores, man. Come on.
I feel like Napoli can be the team that can, give the surprise, and because the way they play football, I feel like they can overwhelm Real Madrid if we have a bad day, and I will also say I feel like City is gonna be that team that is gonna be dragging through the KO knockouts. Nobody knows how. HAALAND is gonna score 1 goal that is gonna be key. City are gonna play worse.
Paul, what about Chelsea? What do you think Chelsea do?
No, Paul, let me say quick. Let me say one thing right now.
Paul, come on. Paul, they're mid-table. They
Shut up.
This is usually when they win it, but they're mid-table.
Shut up. Guys, sorry, but I'm a Chelsea fan too. Chelsea is going to beat Dortmund. Clip it. God love.
Don't clip it.
They are, bro. Clip it. They're going to win Dortmund.
Gatlock, if I clip that, I will revoke your Nigerian passport. So my thing is, I owe someone an apology. Guys, I think I owe Nacho an apology.
You owe an apology.
Because when he came, I was like, you're bringing out nacho cheese? Nachos? We're gonna eat nachos for this. But Paul, here's my thing though. Nachos to one side and so forth. In terms of a utility man, left back, right back, central defense, midfield. Bro, the guy, he may not be amazing. He will do a job in whatever. I think he can play every position apart from striker.
He's a Swiss Army knife.
He's a Swiss Army knife. The
Yeah.
guy is a solid Swiss Army
I'm going
knife.
to tell you something, HH. Nacho is most probably not going to renew. And so his contract is ending this year. He is not happy with the minutes he has played, and he has said this publicly. That
where's he gonna go?
Yeah, this has been his role his whole career.
You're laughing, but Nacho is probably better than most of your center backs. Not Araujo.
No, I'm saying it's like he's been the Spanish Army knife his whole career, and he's
But
now
bro,
realizing
you
he's
understand,
better than
Ricardo. Like this guy has been performing like this all his career.
for sure,
and suddenly, wait, and suddenly, Madrid signed Rudiger, and Rudiger, without playing better than him, he is playing more. So
You know what?
Nacho's like, bro,
Paul, you know what I would say? You know what I would say? I think he's at a point in his career where he's like, you know what? I have won everything I needed to win, even though I wasn't a starter for Real Madrid. But now he wants to play consistent
No,
football.
Ricardo, no. He has said he is unhappy. He has said it. He is unhappy. He has said he is unhappy with the minutes he's playing. He has felt very bad, especially at the beginning of the season, and that he has said, doesn't matter how many minutes he plays, that isn't gonna change his. But here's
my thing.
He's also accepted being that role his whole career.
But hold on. Here's the situation, Paul. Here's the thing, though.
He's not. He just said he's not.
If you play Football Manager, do you know one of a player that I always make sure I have in my squad? Either have this player in my squad or I go and buy him. Whenever you go to the guy and he can play left, right, center, midfield. That's utility man. I make sure I have at least one of those guys in my squad. You must always have.
I agree.
Yo, kick whoever said Roberto out, bro.
Let me hold it. Man, that's a yellow. That's a yellow. For saying Sergio Roberto, that's a yellow. That's a yellow for saying Sergio Roberto.
He's a utility man.
A man who literally has a career because of one goal he scored. He has a career.
Hey, he has a Champions League. Respect him.
No, but since Paul, Nacho is the guy you have to keep. Now, I don't know what you do in terms of like, because you have to have a utility man. Because basically, Nacho is literally the epitome of a rainy day. He's the epitome of a rainy day.
Like this guy, he's one of the captains. This guy is like, it's incredible. I don't want to lose him, but it's not to me. It's up to Florentino. And the thing is, Nacho is like.
Can I talk about Nacho just a little bit?
I just wanted to answer Paul quickly. Zima, you can go first.
Okay, I was just gonna say, with this whole like Nacho, you're surprised, bro. Nacho Militao was the partnership like last season. Why are we surprised that this guy can actually play that position and he can play at a high level? Because we've seen it so far. We've seen it. No, I mean like from other people. Why are they shocked when Nacho comes? I don't think it drops that. It drops that much in terms of quality from defense, and I do think he's a utility man. But like this is the thing with being an off the bench type of player, you'll never truly get recognized or get any form of like praise because you're a utility man. And I just feel like if he goes to any other club, the pressure is going to be put on him to be a starter as of right now.
Hold on, Zeman. I didn't actually realize this. That was actually your second yellow.
No, that wasn't. That wasn't VR, man.
The streets are saying that was your second yellow.
VR, man. VR.
The streets are saying that was your second yellow. So since that's a red man, Zeman, I'll see you on the other one, bro. Shout out to you, bro. Peace out.
I just wanted to say with Nacho, I get that he wants to play more, but the problem is that it's what his reputation is at this point. He's always been a utility man. Like that's literally always what he's been, and that's why I'm saying that he's accepted that role. So everybody perceives him in that role. So what Zeman actually said is right. When he goes to a team, whatever team, a big team, mid-tier team, whatever team it is, he's going to be expected to be that guy at the team he goes to because he's trying to go away from that stigma of being a utility player. It's the same thing that happened with, for example, like a Barcelona Pedro. He was just like, bro, he could just play anywhere in the front line, and he was good at it. It's the same thing with Nacho. But Pedro wanted to leave. He said, he's won what he's won. he went to, I think, was it, what team did he go to?
Chelsea, and he was mid.
Chelsea, and it worked out for him. And then he went to
was mid.
Lazio
He
and
sucked.
Ramos,
I hate him.
and then it didn't work out for them there. So this could be a case where Nacho is like, he probably doesn't realize his level, which I think, well, he's going to get a reality check. Whether he really is that guy,
do you think he's not a start? He couldn't start a lot of teams, top teams in Europe. You think he wouldn't? You think he wouldn't start? Wait, do you think he wouldn't start at this Liverpool with Van Dijk? You think he wouldn't start at Chelsea? You think he wouldn't start?
I personally don't think so. I think he's as good as his role.
Wait, hold on, Ricardo. Say that Nacho wouldn't start in that Liverpool defense currently.
Well, currently right now
it depends. But it depends. So, does Nacho start ahead of Konate and
no?
Van
That's
Dijk?
what I'm saying. Like, does he start against? That's what I was gonna say. Konate and Van Dijk. No, yeah, but you're not gonna base it off one. You're not gonna base it off one game either.
He's been trash this all year.
Oh my god!
Nacho has been good all his career, and in fact, I will say the best player in Real Madrid for our center backs this season has proven to be Nacho Militao.
No. But Paul, honestly speaking, how many top teams would go out and buy Nacho and play him as a first time central defender?
Why not?
The only teams I can think of that where Nacho wouldn't start are United. United have a very good pair of center backs. I think they already have the starters.
I mean, we have Varane, you know.
I can think.
Thank you.
I mean, Barcelona's going to buy him, but whatever. Yeah. Atletico's not going to buy him as well. I don't know. Like what? Tell me what pair of center backs wouldn't Nacho fit? Okay, there are some more, but I just want
to for Chelsea. You know, he can rotate with Thiago Silva.
You said top team, so we have to actually put in perspective who are the top teams.
Bro, you don't think Tottenham can use Nacho? Come on, bro.
They have
deficit Sanchez.
Tottenham is not a top team. We have to round off because let me just take some notes, but very quickly, Mike, do you think Nacho starts for several top teams in Europe?
I'm sorry. The guy is 33 years old. He's a very good squad player, but he's not starting at Bayern Munich. He's not starting at Arsenal.
You think
he
wouldn't?
No, he wouldn't. Paul, I know you have you're living off yesterday. Fantastic.
I'm living off all the years where Nacho has overperformed all his peers, and suddenly I'm being reactionary.
Hold on, Mike. No, hold on. It's just that Nacho has never had standards. Like nobody's ever been like, okay, he has to perform to this level this year.
No.
Wait, hold on, Mike.
Nacho hasn't said.
Mike.
I love Paul. Paul is defending Nacho like he's a prime center back in this era, but I love it. Look, he's not going to start at City. He's not going to start at United. He's not going to start at Arsenal. He's not going to start, well, maybe Chelsea, maybe Liverpool. But if Liverpool have Konate and Van Dijk, he's not starting ahead of these guys. He's a very good squad player. Can he go to a top team and start at 33 years old? For me, no. But if he's so good, then why does he not re-sign with Real Madrid? Is it because he just wants to be a starting center back at a team? Then if that's the case, go to Real Sociedad. Valencia could use you, although I don't know why you would go to Valencia because that's just a car crash happening. Sevilla could possibly use him. Those are some teams maybe. I would actually see him at Sevilla. He's that sort of player, and they need center backs badly.
Yes, yeah. Does it start for several teams? Not sure.
You know, to be honest, I don't see why not. I don't. See, here's the thing. I as much as I agree with, I don't disagree with what much that Mike said. The issue is there's not a lot of good center backs out there. So, like, if I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like a lot of clubs that say no to Nacho, I feel like it's being foolish. Because why not? Why not Nacho? Konate has been injured for a lot under Liverpool, and your best ability is availability. So I mean, as much as you can say Konate is better than him, Konate is not fit all the time. So why not have Nacho? And that's the thing. I think that's a more big.
So he's a utility.
But yes, you're not answering the question. So you're saying when he start, like when everyone is fit, when everyone's
SK. What he's implying is that he's a utility man. If Konate not fit, then Nacho's there to play.
Yes, yeah. So maybe rephrase. Would any big team have Nacho as a starting defender, as a starter?
What with when all their players are healthy and playing?
Yes, and put your glasses on and answer the damn question, bro.
That's a tough question. I mean,
no, it's not. It's a very simple question. It's a simple question.
I'm sorry, yes Paul. No? I was trying to be there.
Is anybody on crack today?
I gotta say no, bro.
The question was so tough. Yes, I wasn't gonna answer it the first time.
I had to say no.
Wait, hold on. So Han says Real Madrid versus Taylor Durden needs to get decked just to feel something first. They're comeback merchants, bro. It is the first point them and they just keep coming back, man. Benzema door. HH, can you actually attempt to talk through a realistic hypothetical scenario in which Real Madrid gets eliminated?
I got one.
HH, can I talk on that?
No. My thing is, if the front three of PSG click and Napoli.
Bro,
and
PSG.
Here's the
still
issue.
going with this
But-
PSG.
PSG.
Really?
This guy wants Mbappe to win the Champions League so
That's
bad.
how Real
Club,
Madrid
strip club,
lose.
man.
If Real Madrid lose,
But see, here's the thing. They're such losers that I'm like, surely not, but it's actually. But look, see, the only realistic scenario is, in my view, it has to be Napoli over 2 legs because everyone else. Okay, look, as Yase says, it's football. We can't predict. We don't know. Expect the unexpected. But using what we have now, knowing that we can't predict the future, the only realistic scenario I can give you is Napoli, but the second leg in the Maradona Stadium. With the second leg with Napoli at home, that's now that I see Napoli can beat them specifically with Osimhen and Kvaratskhelia both fit and Napoli at full strength. Then okay, we can hit them. But apart from that, bro.
Wait, can I say how I think Real Madrid could lose? I don't think they would lose, but if they were to lose, this is how I think it would happen. I think it would have to be like a team that will essentially just park the bus and force them to actually
like
play.
Who? Like who?
I don't know.
You have to name the team. Which teams in the UCL right now? So because SK, don't you dare tell me that Tottenham and Conte knock out Real Madrid.
No, I'm not saying that.
Because those are the guys that are. You said pack the bus. Apart from Tottenham, which other team in the UCL are going to pack the bus?
Watching football.
No, it's not about if they do it on a consistent basis. That's what they have to do if they play Madrid, because essentially, you need to force because Madrid thrive off of chaos. Like Liverpool, we're playing chaotic yesterday, and Real Madrid were like, yo, we can do this better than you. If you actually force them, you have to literally try to force.
Bro,
you have
stop.
to
Ban can knock on Real Madrid. This ban team now. Triple moting.
I got a theory.
Wait, HH, can I talk on Nacho?
Yeah, we cooked some nachos.
Look,
Paul, what'd you do, man? Paul, what'd you do?
Paul, look, see, he has to change his name. Wait, Paul, what's his full name?
What do you mean?
No. What is Nacho's full name? His full
Nacho
name.
Fernandez.
Jeez.
He has to call his name Fernandez. I can't kick a guy called Nacho. Seriously.
AJ, share the screen. Share the screen, AJ.
Wait, is that his first name or his last name?
Oh, Nacho.
I think Nacho might be his
No, actually, no, because it's Spanish. Jose.
Jose.
Where the nachos come from?
He's either Jose or Iglesias. Okay, so, AK, speak on Iglesias.
If I'm being completely honest, I take Iglesias at Marseille. Completely honest. I take him at Marseille. But
I'm just laughing at the name, man. But continue though. No.
I think
No. Here's the thing though.
Why is this name
AK.
Nacho then?
Now, 100% I respect Marseille and so forth. You've won the UCL. Shouts to your boy Marcel Desia and Abedi Pele. But are Marseille a top club in 2023?
no, that's the point.
That's the point.
That he fits in a team like Marseille. But
Yeah.
and also
would Nacho go from Real Madrid to Marseille if he was guaranteed to start? I don't know. Would Iglesias leave Real
I'd
Madrid
start him
if he
over
was promised to start at
Kolasinac,
Marseille?
yes. He'll be guaranteed to start. We have Kolasinac playing there. So he would start over Kolasinac.
But my thing though is, would Iglesias leave Real Madrid to be a starter for Marseille? That's the. I'm not sure whether Iglesias would.
True. Also,
This is the most minutes Nacho's ever gonna get on any channel. I'm just saying right now.
We actually have an Iglesias. We've actually had an Iglesias section. Bro, that is crazy, man. We saw David C says, "Man said pull up to the final and isn't even making it there. Why is everyone sleeping on Bayern? Chupo-moting? Sane hasn't been playing well. Okay, Musiala, who knows, he can turn up and everything. I'm sorry. This Bayern team and so forth, specifically under Nagelsmann, are not winning the UCL.
They have LDO.
Why would club, and this might be a question for Mike, why would club have the audacity to say after the Champions League final, where's the final gonna be held at?
Bro,
Istanbul.
bro.
Book the hotel. That's
Mike,
one of the most
an L,
arrogant
man.
things to say.
That's an L, man. Jorginho said Arsenal's a big club. No, he didn't. No, he did not. Okay, guys. Real quick, and last, so guys, please, no more doves because we're going out right now. So real quick, Mike.
No, more doves.
Give me a score, Mike. Give me a score.
You gotta feed his OnlyFans addiction.
Score for what?
Shout out to Maria Kitchen. Shout out to what's it called? No, bro, have you seen that ass? Big ass. So Barca.
This guy's sick, man.
Barca,
That's the yellow.
okay, how do I look at this guy?
It's after hours. It's crazy,
No, wow.
Barca, Lona United scoreline. Barca United scoreline.
3-1 United.
Oh damn. Yes, scoreline.
3-1 United.
Ricardo.
2-0 United.
God
I'm getting 2 of these, by the way.
SK.
5-2 Barcelona.
What?
Okay, wait, hold up. Is that aggregate or on the night?
That means Barca's got to win 3-0.
Okay, all right. Paul, scoreline.
2-0 United.
Ismail.
2-1 Barcelona.
Ooh, okay.
Accent too.
Abra, fair.
Barcelona.
There's no away goals in Europa, right?
There's no away goals at all.
No.
Oh, then
No away goals. So it's basically so
penalties United.
Penalties will be interesting. I haven't seen Barcelona.
AK, what are you saying? AK, what are you saying?
1-1 United win on pens.
It's just we don't.
Wait, hold on. I'm going 2-1 United. On the nights,
guys, we cannot afford. We have the League Cup final on Sunday, so United are probably going to throw this game.
Shut up! You know what? On that note, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow after for the United game. Peace.